Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome out to another RGL.gg Invite 6's cast. This is Froyotech versus GlobalClan Ice. Yes, that's right. Grand Finals are finally here for Season 5. My name's Godfather. I'm joined by Jarrett on the mic, Dolphin behind the scenes, and this is sure to be a great matchup. How are you doing tonight, Jarrett?
I am ready for this match. One is for all the marbles, all the cards on the table. Tonight we are going to have a winner of the league and the division, and someone will be going home in second place. Froyotech versus GCI, a long-awaited matchup. I think a lot of people intended, or at least wouldn't be surprised to see them in the finals. And here they are getting ready to duke it out in this BO5 to see who will reign supreme and come on top, and who will be left with something to be desired.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a great matchup. Now, as we have a bit of time before we get started, let's take a look at how these teams got here. Obviously, Froyotech had a terrific season, going 18-0, undefeated in regular and postseason coming into this match. But let's take a look at tell us how GlobalClan got to this point.
Well, fun fact, I'm pretty sure about 9 out of the 12 people that are, playing in this grand final were in the previous grand final. GlobalClan Ice, where previously I think it was Dorcia, and they got sponsored by GlobalClan Ice, or GlobalClan, and they were the Ice version of the team, and worked their way all the way up to get second seed into playoffs. It was a slightly bumpy road. There were some losses and some upset wins, but some definitely very fun matches to watch. And hey, did enough to get second place. You can't be too unhappy with that. The road to grand finals, it was, it was pretty okay. It was shaky, but once again, getting to grand finals, can't be mad at it. They beat Rebirth 2-0 in 2 maps, went to semifinals against Froyotech. Didn't really find too much luck there, got sent to the lower bracket, but was able to defeat My Analyst After Dark to reach this grand final position where they will play Froyotech once again to see who will win it all.
Speaking of winning it all, channel point predictions are open. Got a lot in the pool right now, but I think tonight is the night to put all the points in that pot. See how high we can get that going. But yeah, let's talk about the situation of these teams in playoffs. You've already mentioned a little bit with, and it's up on screen right now, with Froyotech beating GlobalClan in the semifinals. But GlobalClan first had to take on Rebirth Esports, and I don't know if you were able to catch that match, or you might have been casting it with me actually. But do you want to talk about the story between GlobalClan and Rebirth with that 2 and 3 seed throughout the season?
GlobalClan and Rebirth has some pretty close matches. I remember there was a Snakewater match that was the most recent regular season one that I watched. That was very, very close and very exciting to watch. I think most of the Rebirth matches in general were very close in both directions. So going against GlobalClan Ice, you're trying to figure out who's going to get seed 2 or 3. It doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things and how they are right now, because they'll still play each other in playoffs, obviously. But it's important to solidify your seed to make sure you're not, launched all the way down to 4th or maybe even 5th out of playoffs. And it's really nice to solidify a second place spot so you can, kind of coast if you feel like you need to make sure you can gun it for the rest of the way to playoffs and secure the wins you need to. But a very close series. GlobalClan does come on top at the end of that, though, sending Rebirth to the lower bracket where they eventually lost. Like I said before, met My Analyst After Dark instead of a Rebirth matchup in the lower bracket, but was able to swiftly beat them to get to playoffs where they are now, versus Froyotech, whose run was pretty straightforward. They've only had 2 matches for now, and one, first seed versus 4th seed. Most of the time, it's not anything too crazy to really, look at. It's for all intents and purposes, a pretty one-sided matchup. Isn't too difficult for them, especially given their history and how many times they've won invite seasons prior. Definitely good on them for beating GlobalClan Ice, though. They had some close matches in the regular season. They played Clear Cut twice. It was like a 4-3 and then a 4-2. And the Koth train kept rolling in their semifinals match. I think they played like Bagel and then finally played Villa. So it should be interesting to see, because this time it's going to be a little bit more of a 5CP in the mix rather than Koth as a, we still have Bagel, but as you can see, we're going to be starting with Process and then Snakewater in the lower right-hand corner. But something even more important, if you are new here and you didn't really watch the season, you're not really sure what all the players are, I think it's important to get familiar with the players. So we should probably run down the rosters really quickly before the teams get ready to go ahead and start the game.
Absolutely. I'll take a crack at Froyotech here. A roster we all know pretty well, but on Flank Scout we have Eric. Pocket Scout is Slem. Blaze is the Roamer. Banny swapping over to Pocket Soldier this season. Habib, the Demo Man, and Medic is Skis. A very strong roster to be sure. You want to run through GlobalClan?
And GlobalClan's roster is Yite and Brand Slam on Scout, Laz and Ash on Soldier, Alex.exe on Demoman, and 4-4 on Medic.
As we've mentioned before, this will certainly be a very fun match to watch, and shout out to all the people who are joining us, because we did get that in-game announcement from Valve, so shout out to Valve as well, supporting us here in the league. And for people who might be wondering, the current score sits at 1-0 in favor of Froyotech due to that upper bracket final win, so they just need to take 2 maps here to win it all, whereas GlobalClan will need to take 3 in this best of 5. That is the benefit of winning your upper brackets, and you can see now maps are up on screen. It sounds like we have everybody in server, and GlobalClan is just readied. So are there any matchups that you're going to be watching here in particular, especially on mid-fights, before we start talking about predictions?
Well, it's processed, so definitely want to take a look at the scouts, because it can tend to be a scout playground sometime. I'm definitely going to be looking at the matchups between Eric and Slem versus Yite and Brand Slam. I think both teams are able to have their scouts put out pretty solid performances. It's interesting because I feel like as of late, Eric and Slim have been pretty stable scouts, while Brand Slam and Yite have been the playstyle where they do some really crazy and flashy things. So we'll see what kind of play their team is able to, find success from, and are they going to be able to take some early rounds in this first half. But we are going live, so we no longer have to wait. Things are getting underway, rolling out to the first mid fight between Froyotech and GlobalClan Ice. Godfather, why don't you go ahead and take us for this first mid?
I will for sure, as we get in and see how these demos will decide to take this fight. Early high ground presence from Blaze. Laz looking to get up on the other side as looks like Froyotech is playing pretty spread out early on, trying to feel out how GlobalClan wants to play this. GlobalClan maybe rotating around, nobody really committing early on to be expected here. Eric getting fairly weak, has to get some heals, and 4-4 also very low. Can anyone follow up on the damage? Banny getting very low himself. Oh, everybody's so weak right now. Yite will be the first to fall though. Here's a bomb from Laz, trying to come in onto Skis, can't find it, but they do find Habib, which is a demo man down for Froyotech, also losing Slem, 2 down for either side. Looks like GlobalClan's going to be getting out here, as they do not yet have their Uber in play. Maybe building a little bit slower. Jarrett, we never went down and decided on predictions. What are you thinking for this map?
Process is really anyone's game, especially at the very beginning of the series, where you have to really feel things out. You kind of have to give it Froyo, at least for me, because of how things have been in the past, in the regular season and the previous matches. But it really could go either way. That mid fight was really interesting. 4-4 got so weak he wasn't able to participate in hardly any of the mid, yet Froyotech's victory didn't come very, very dominantly. At the end of the day, though, a victory in the mid fight is a victory nonetheless, but we are going to be leading to our first stalemate. Very high stakes, trying to figure out what the best move is for each team to try and break the hold the other team has posted up. The driver's seat is probably going to be the red team. Froyotech are going to begin to spot a little bit. You see Eric working his way in Al-Qaeda, trying to figure out what is going on and how the team is holding. Soldier's bombing through, trying to create space and get some extra room to apply some damn counter initiation of coming from Laz, putting some extra rocks and damage out. He's actually going to die for it, though. That's one player down, and that's a little bit more breathing for Froyotech to work with to begin to continue to push and try to make this hold go away. You have some damage going to Banny. Blaze workways behind. Yite's chasing him, trying to collect that kill down to red HP. Is able to kill with Blaze. So one player advantage is no longer in the books of Froyo. And Eric, getting very cast, be careful, is going to be able to work his way back over to his meta.
Oh, the
Uber
force
comes out, and Blanchard running into the enemy team, trying to make sure the other team's able to pop, but they're just milking. Slemnish is not that low, and Brand Slam is going to die. The Uber does get eventually forced from Skis, but they've lost all their positioning, and GCI have to work all the way back to last, giving up the second hold to get ready to hold last.
That milk there from Skis, absolutely massive, as Ubers are also going to be about even. I would expect to see a little bit of ad from 4-4, but maybe not able to heal that time. And now it looks like Froyotech's going to be working him. They got some players in 5 right now. Skis holding him that lobby position. Laz getting very weak, finds an arrow from his med. Ash by rollout right now, just exchanging some spam with Blaze. Haven't seen any off. Actually, I say that, and we get Yite coming up on NG, so he'll have to get his gun up as fast as possible. We're still about 20% away from Uber, so will be enough time to get that gun in play defensively. Jarrett, what are you seeing in these fights? What's making Froyotech win?
Well, so far it seems like they're doing a pretty good job at baiting GCI to do some sort of counter initiation and aggressive play, and successfully thwarting it and making sure those players that are going in to collect kills on the Froyotech do not find what they're looking for and instead die. We saw that in the mid-fight, we saw that in the last stalemate we saw, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can make GCI go a little bit too far and, have things be difficult for them. But a sack does come out. It's a little bit difficult to bait GCI to just go through these doorways unless you have a lot of people down. So Sackwave does not quite find the mark. The gun does a lot of damage and prevents them from getting a whole lot of space, but with the two-player advantage, there's some breathing room for GCI to start poking these doors, and poking these doors they are. They do have a sniper up on the field, so it's going to be a little bit slower pace. Makes sense that no one's actually busting through the doors because they want to make sure the sniper is able to get an angle, but he was not able to find anything notable to be able to, have a soldier push off of or have the sniper himself collect the frag. So it seems like we're going to be ending up with Eric on sniper, and we're going to see our first sniper duel that isn't even a duel. Brandslam just dead. Another pick for Froyotech to begin to work off with one player advantage, and Eric just continuing to work his way through one.
Yeah, and he's taking such a wide angle right now.
He gets the drop! He just
my
stood on
God!
stickies and got the drop! They did not think he'd be that ballsy to just peek through that door, and they will suffer with their medic dying, so a full Uber advantage coming from the side of Froyotech, and they want to go fast. They're already in lobby, busting their way through 4, bombing in, trying to get their way onto the gun, taking some bit of damage. A lot of people in spawn though, a lot of room once this gun dies, trying to get on the point. Only a couple stickies that's going to draw their soldiers to counter-initiate and jump. Ash getting very low, the Pyre will drop, and Branson will fall again. So many players down on the field, and there's not enough alive to defend the point. That is GCI losing their last hold off of that drop, and Froyotech collecting the first point in this round.
Froyotech playing very cleanly overall, but that play from the sniper just taking such a wide peek, and we'll be getting in onto mid number 2, see if GlobalClan's able to keep their med in better positioning and health. We got a fast bomb onto Laz right now, trying to hit the air shot, will miss it. Is the soldier from Froyotech playing around Habib right now. Slam eating a lot of damage, but Alex getting low himself, has to get an arrow. And now Laz up in the sky, looking to jump around, maybe looking for the soldier, can't quite get him. Laz very weak, red health all around right now. Habib is actually going to die though, first death once again. Please, also falling. Ash will be the trade out on the other side as Benny finds that frag. No, Benny will die as well. 3 down from Froyotech on this mid. Losing Laz late, not the best thing for GCI, but Eric will get cleaned up by Yite at the end of the day, and it will be a mid-fight for GlobalClan, Jarrett, as they begin to work their way in onto second and beyond.
Yeah, seems like they are able to adjust a little bit. Oh, Habib alone in 2, tried to initiate for his team, but he has no beam. He's end up dying. Brandslam trying to save his teammates is going to die for it, but getting a demo pick is very, very important. Despite it being even Ubers, the fact that none of these doors are sticky is a window that GCI can use to at least poke around and have one of the better opportunities in the recent times to be able to find a way to get into last, especially with Slem down too. They have their own player dead, so, a little bit of a small opening, but yeah, bombs coming in, trying to find his way on the medic, not able to find anything as Skis is in the door. We're gonna be a 2-man sack, and they're trying to find their way away. Alex, he left lobby like that's a demo dead, so now the demo's dead on the opposite side of the field with 3 down. That is not enough to hold 2. They're getting all the way out to mid, making sure that they just cut their losses and give up the second point. Froyotech will take that off the mistakes of GCI, and if they just deny the demo man spawn, they can actually start drawing this and maybe get an exchange off with the demo man dead for the blue team.
We'll be watching to see the soldier going forward. The Uber is popped up from both sides. Please wasn't able to find anything, but they do get Habib early. That is another Habib death. Now Eric going down as well. It's looking great for GlobalClan as they continue to bully their way through. Choke, they'll pick up Slem late into the fight. Can they find Banny, who's 49 health, or 92 health? He's in sewer right now. It's got to be careful as Brandslam is there with Yite to clean up that kill. 4 go down from Froyotech. GlobalClan going to work their way in onto second, Jarrett. And soon we'll see another opportunity from GlobalClan, but now getting very aggressive. Wait, I spoke too soon. They're just coming forward, and Blaze will end up dying to the crater. Now Ash is behind, gets that spam angle onto Skis. You gotta be careful as the other soldier's here. Looking to get this clean up. Can Ash find the last rocket onto Skis? He will actually get the melee. And there's the cap coming forward. The distraction from the soldiers on the side of GlobalClan, absolutely beautiful. Distract the heavy, distract the med, find the kills, and the team caps it out. Jarrett, I'll let you take us through this next mid, but that was a beautiful play from GlobalClan.
The crumble all the way from the unexpected Uber exchange will lead us into the third mid fight of the round. Both demos trying to fling stickies across the map. Slaughter's going fast and applying pressure, but Blaze committing onto Alex. His back's against the wall, and he's able to collect that frag. Blaze will die for it, but he is definitely A-okay with trading his life for Doman on process mid. A lot of aggression coming out of the Froyotech side. They're on their own pack. Asher trying to counter-initiate, jumping onto Aviv, applying some pressure, but he's going to die to Eric. Eric will fall eventually, though, but 2-for-2 trade with the Dome being dead on the red team, or on the blue team, rather, does not bode well for them.
Laz
Trying
going
to
for
salvage,
Aviv!
Laz going in, trying to go for the melee kill, but will not collect that, and that's even another player down as they continue to fall. 1 scout down, 2 scout down. It is just 4-4, trying to run away to a respawning Alex.exe, and it seems like they're okay for now, but the chase is on.
Going for 4-4.
He's trying to collect him. He's barely surfing out. No,
That's gotta be a
he's
med
dying.
death. There you go.
Okay. I thought for a second he was gonna escape and they were gonna forget about him, but he stood for a
4-4.
second, and yeah.
4-4 stayed in for so long there. I don't think he realized that the Froyotech players, the mobile characters, had so much health to work with there. They could just continue rolling their way forward, and being there just, I believe, with one teammate was not enough to secure defense. And a med death late means full ad for Skis. He's going to start working his way in here as the second cap will come forward. You got to be careful. The sniper is in play from Brandslam once again. Trying to clear some sticks now in rollout are the soldiers from Froyotech. Last on a very wide angle, watching 5 at the moment. Looks like Froyotech is happy to sit and roll out and eat all the spam. Yike getting very weak. The gun will go down. Is he going to swap off is the question. Yes, he'll come up heavy. Brandslam is still sniping. Now, looks like we might see a push through 1 coming forward here. Yes, we have the Uber. It's going to be onto Slem primarily. Habib also getting a flash. Not finding too much damage as the side of GCI is bunched up in this corner. Now trying to find the damage in onto the combo. Can they pick off this medic late? Blaze is in. 4-4 alone right now. Gets out through the shutter and will resupply bind. But there's so much point presence. And Froyotech will take the round 2-1. Kind of a similar situation there. They have the distraction in the corner, same as we saw GCI do, and that resulted in so much point presence come through. Froyotech will secure another round, go up 2-1 on this map number 1.
Yeah, they really left them in an awkward situation based on how they were defending that and kind of push into a corner. But going into another mid-fight, we have fast soldiers. It seems like going to be soldiers initiating on soldier this time rather than collecting the demo frag, but no frags will be collected at the end of the day for the beginning of this mid-fight. Counter initiation jumps trying to go in and make sure your demo is A-okay and healthy, but you have a lot of passive players on the side of GCI because they're very, very weak. It seems like the damage trade was in favor of Froyotech, at least for now, and Ash Bomb is going to salvage that a little bit, though, getting a lot of damage on the opposing team. Laz is going to fall, Ash is going to fall, and Yite is going to fall right after one another back-to-back. With a 3-player advantage, it seems like all is going to be potentially lost. They're in sewer, getting chased by Habib. Habib's trying to go in and at least buy some time for his teammates to show up. Slem will collect the frag, and it seems like 4-4 is just in the kill blind. He knows the mistakes of last time to not make his death longer than it needs to be, and that will be a successful mid for the side of Froyotech with 3 swift kills right back after some very good early mid pressure and damage.
Not only a dominant fight there, but a full team wipe, full Uber once again for Skis to work with. Taking their time, though, getting those players forward as they just have demo capping the point at the moment. Have Yite up on NG once again, going to be on the left shutter defensively, and Brandslam sniping again, looking at rollout and 1. Just waiting to see where the push decides to come through. Blaze is peeking, gets hit, down to 26 health, but it's not enough to go down. We'll have to see if we get an early Uber pop in here, Jarrett, which is to be expected with that sniper threat.
Yep, it seems like they're working their way through 1. It worked last time, and they're trying it again, putting the sniper into the spawn, working their way over towards the sentry gun, trying to put down, but Afiv has a different target in mind, trying to go immediately onto 4-4 to collect that frag, and he's not going to find it. Is eventually able to get the gun, some point presence of making sure they're able to find their way in. Blaze trying to go in and create some distraction, but the distraction only lets his teammates get on the point, and that is another round and the halftime for Froyotech. That was pretty quick. That was a 12-minute half, not a very slow game, to say the least. Froyotech going up 3-1 at the end of the day.
That is a incredibly fast first half here, and I think really the story of the half has been players just not watching the point. The distraction, the pressure coming in, keeping the defending team off of the point has resulted in at least 3 of these caps between the two teams. And I'm looking for teams to really try to pay more attention to the point and make sure you're not getting boxed into a corner unnecessarily. But we will have an opportunity now to take a look at logs here. Jarrett, what are you seeing?
definitely it goes to show that pointing out the scout matchup is going to be very important. You see at the top of the DPM charts is going to be Slimnish rocking a 10-4 stat line. It seems like the kills are pretty low, but that's to be expected. Like we said, it was a bit of a faster match. There wasn't a whole lot of time for kills to be collected, but definitely plenty of time to reach a high DPM mark. So hats off to him, and especially Skis for only having one death, almost having a perfect half that game, and that was that kind of attributes to getting so many rounds ahead of your opponents.
One thing of note is that 404 having that drop there definitely was the reason Froyotech was able to go up early, and I think if 404 might have lived there, we might be seeing more rounds being played out here. You never know. Other things to look at in these logs. I mean, heal spread, pretty standard, nothing of note there. Mid-fights have been 3-1 in favor of Froyotech, and I believe the round that did go to GlobalClan was their mid-fight win, so looking at GlobalClan...
It was their... I think they won the mid, they messed up holding 2, and then they did a sick exchange on mid that let them roll into last.
Right. Regardless, looking for GlobalClan to play these mids cleaner and smarter. Looks like Benny has readied up his team, looking to continue their dominance on this first map. Anything else of note in the logs?
Nothing too much, especially when it's a really fast game. When the numbers are so close, just because there's not that many of them, you can't really dive too deep. I really think you have to probably look at the thick of it in terms of where the teams are having mistakes when it comes to patterns. Obviously, the team that is making the more mistakes that is leading them to losing rounds is GlobalClan. So we're looking for how they're going to adjust to make things closer, because obviously that is their goal. While Froyotech is just kind of seeing what new stuff is being thrown at them, because they are up right now in the driver's seat in this match. Probably if you want to look back at the patterns on where has GlobalClan had opportunities to have something be okay, but it ended up all being for naught. It was mostly their last holds. I think every single round that Froyotech got, GCI had an honest attempt at doing a real last hold and thwarting it, and so far they're 0 for 3 in that regard. So definitely want to make some adjustments there, as well as showing some dominance on the mid fights. But speaking of mid fights, we are going to our next half, going to our next mid fight, and it's going to be interesting to see if the teams adjust any to see if they can have things go in their favor more dominantly.
Yep, getting in onto this mid, looking for some initiation early on here. Looks like Blaze and Banny getting early spam and taking that high ground away are the scouts from Froyotech. And just waiting to see the first team to commit. Brandslam up on the high ground now, getting forced away by Eric. Brandslam now very weak, down to 20 health. Gets some heals up, and now Habib is low on the other side of things. Habib getting very weak in the corner, looking for the arrow. Will get it. Laz now the target of a lot of spam, down to 12 health. Finds some heals at the last second. Red health all around for the blue team right now. Ash will be the first to die. Can they clean up Laz as well? Doesn't look like it, as Froyotech will win this mid with Broad DM, and GlobalClan will be out to their second.
Yeah, Habib played very high risk, high reward. He did a lot of damage at the sacrifice while sacrificing his own, and because they were unable to clean up Habib after he got so low and was able to continue to be a presence, it just meant it was so difficult for GCI to continue to exist in that mid. Although Alex is dying. Speaking of having it being difficult to exist, the demo down is going to be rough to deal with, although there's no soldiers for the side of Froyotech. One player advantage is going to be a little bit of something for GCI to work with, but no demo on their field. They can't really risk that sort of pushback, so just going to be a solo Las Bomb, no push, and he's going to actually be going into IT just barely for HP, not quite hitting the mark, and actually seems like they see a little bit of an opening to start pushing a little bit further, but decide to cut their losses after the one death, as Froyotech now have the advantage to begin to poke and prod and find a way to break into the enemy teams too.
And they're just looking to walk through this choke point right now. The traps got cleared, Skis staying alive and just continuing to output so much heals. Here comes the soldier jumping in. It's Banny looking for some damage in onto the combo. Brandslam and 404 did eat some damage.
404 drops to the pipe across the map!
Once again, Habib is proving to be one of the best demos to play the game, as he just hits these pipes that no one else can. 3 go down for Froyotech on this fight, but that med death is what they needed to find. Skis will have full Uber Jarrett. That is That is so demoralizing if you're a fan of GlobalClan.
4-4 can't be too happy about how this match is starting with, you know, the 2 drops so far. He definitely wants to nip that as fast as possible if they are to continue to put rounds on the board like they did in the previous half. But Skis has his Uber Froyotech working their way towards Al-Qaeda in the driver's seat, trying to push the way into the enemy teams too. Sniper is on the field. Eye roll, let's have to be careful about that. Trying to, you know, buy some room for their team, but it doesn't seem like they're able to do too much
Here's
without bombing
Uber.
immediately because of the sniper presence. Immediately bombing straight in for
4-4, no!
unable to find the escape and get out. That double bomb from Benny and Habib was just what they needed to make sure the medic kill was collected, and now with the heal advantage they have, they can begin to poke and prod into lobby and maybe even last if it looks good enough for them. Laz is by 5 gonna jump away, knows he has to be a little bit careful about his position because 4-4 is not alive to give him buffs, but we have Eric warning his way through 5, sees the guns, that spotted, gonna get stuffed and killed very early on because
Benny
there's no heals for the blue team.
Oh,
2 soldiers dead though, the counter initiation was not quite there, and that's a 3rd dead in forms of your demo. They're just collapsing on the entire enemy team, only 3 players alive for GCI, and that is not enough. They did not have the heals to hold on to that last well enough because of what happened on 2, and it was easy pickings for Froyo to begin to poke through the doors and do enough damage to be able to collect the kills and win the round.
Absolute dominance from Froyotech here tonight in this grand finals matchup. Going in onto this next mid, I'm looking for GlobalClan to play a lot cleaner, but there's a very fast bomb onto Alex from the soldier. Oh, Blaze can't quite find the rest of the damage to secure the kill. Bainey will go down though. Laz finding that kill. Eric will clean him up in the end. But Froyotech, after losing 2, no soldiers on the board, they'll be hightailing it out of here. A pretty clean mid from GlobalClan, although it is of note that Blaze dying there could have totally turned it the other way if he was able to find the kill onto Alex.
Yep, seems like besides that, GCI was able to figure out what they needed to adapt and change to be able to, you know, take another mid. That could have gone a different way, you're right, if Blaze was able to collect that frag, though. It's really good to have a fast soldier, but if you go in and don't quite find your target and end up dying for it, it makes things really difficult for your team if anything goes further south in terms of your players being healthy or even living in that regard. But it is a stalemate that we're seeing, at least for now. Both teams trying to figure out how the other team is holding, and it seems like GCI is in their way through sewer to begin to make some space for their players to go in. Both soldiers are out in the open, just could jump in whenever they want to. Ash trying to bomb in, but gonna get a little manhandled, a lot of damage taken, does not want to commit too much. The scouts are beginning to, you know, apply some extra pressure. Have to be careful with these traps, though. I'm not sure if they're quite aware of its existence on Choke. Don't want to accidentally walk through Shutter and eat those if you're a GCI fan, but it does not appear it will collect any kills for now. It doesn't seem like sewer is the route that GCI want to take, at least for now. Maybe they're going to feign and go back, or just choose a different door entirely, but at least the approach they had right there was not what they needed to find anything that looked good enough for them to actually commit a player to go in. So he is still with his Uber. No threats so far have actually committed. Going to be a bomb from May to, you know, surprise someone at Choke, but he will find no one. And now it's just up to GCI to figure out how exactly they want to break the Froyo hold.
Benny could get caught here. Laz getting a lot of damage in. Oh, can't quite secure it. And Alex is actually low on the other side of things. 23 health for the blue demo man. That was almost catastrophic, though. If Benny had gotten cleaned up, that would be all, you know, pedal to the metal for the side of GlobalClan, but unable to secure that kill. Getting a good amount of damage in, though. Trying to spam out this Froyotech hold onto second. So far unsuccessful. Waiting to see if we get a sack wave coming forward. Eric is actually looking to get forward through Choke, but he'll back off as GlobalClan rotates around to their mid. Maybe looking for a Choke push here in a moment. It's just a matter of when they want to commit to the play, Jarrett.
Yep, they definitely want to make sure that whenever they're going in for their sacks that it's the best possible time. You know, Froyotech is a very strong team, and they've shown how strong they can be, so if you give them an opening to push off of it, it could be kind of scary, so you definitely want to make sure you're not just, you know, throwing caution to the wind and just sacking players if it's not going to look too good for your team. Speaking of sacks, Laz is in, finds the opening, but is not going to hit more than just a rocket on skis. He's going to live with 90 HP, not pop his over, be A-okay, and now Froyo is in the driver's seat. He can do something to himself. Don't pop him in the air, but it's going to be Blaze going in, a little bit of lag, but not quite finding the mark. 4-4 surfing up to the top of the crates, and it's going to be A-okay to hold on to his Uber for another day.
If that bomb from Blaze had played out the way he wanted, we would be seeing Froyotech just charging in, but again, a situation where players can't connect on the damage, and it definitely slows things down as we continue in the stalemate, waiting to see if anyone can really turn it around to break it. We do have Yike coming up on Sniper, though, which might be exactly what the side of GlobalClan needs. Looks like they're going to be walking into Sewer here in a moment. We got a soldier up in the air, Banny getting forward in choke. Here's the Sniper peeking. Ashes holding the door. Can't quite find an angle, though. Banny now very weak below. Eric will get shot. Can anyone clean up Banny? No, he'll get a pack instead. A nice headshot there from Yike.
Another one.
Another one, yeah. He can't. Oh, he gets a third! Can he get the skis killed, though? Brandslam working his way forward as his Ash and Laz on the flank right now, kind of dueling the other soldiers. Now working their way into the lobby, taking all the space away from the Froyotech defense as GlobalClan trying to get the score a little bit closer here on this first map. Yite still on Sniper. He's going to be peeking 5-door right now, looking for a quick scope onto the medic. Can't quite hit skis. Now Alex is moving his way forward, getting some damage in onto skis. Not too much though. Yite looking for the shot. Oh my God!
He gets it!
He gets the drop. A beautiful headshot. He wide peeks in the last second. Yite going to go down for it. Vandy cleaning him up. But that is exactly what GlobalClan needed here. And for Froyotech, unable to really take too much space to try to get in and get a force off. So we will see a full ad push coming in a moment, Jarrett.
Yeah, work your way through one. Gonna immediately pop in the Uber and try to chase down the soldier. Gonna have the gun on the other side of the point. That'll immediately get cleaned up. But it seems like the post is gonna be right in the thick of it, and the other side of the map, and the entire enemy team. They're collecting some frags, but losing some of their own players as well. Have to be careful. Both soldiers on the high ground, working their way onto the point. Is the medic rocking across?
No point presence.
They've collected a couple frags. Yeah, the Heavy's just on top of the point now. It seems like things have slowed down long enough that they're gonna be a little bit rough for them to actually collect that frag. And it seems like the timing was just a bit off.
That is tragic from GlobalClan. Full ad push, can't secure it. Blaze is getting very weak though. In one right now, will be escaping, it looks like, as Froyotech decides to work their way forward. Skis is committing right now by rollout. Can the damage come through? Oh, Habib goes down, but Laz will die for it. Bandy now going to fall as well. Eric down 3, down for the side of Froyotech right now, as GlobalClan has an opportunity, although down Laz, to continue working their way forward. Go for attempt number 2, but Skis approaching this Uber. Got to be careful, especially as Ash is very weak. There's point presence in. Uber has popped out. A great job there by Brandslam, getting the force in just by standing on point, and now Uber ad will go back in favor of 404. Yite dying there to Slem. And it sounds like Jarrett might be having a few issues here, so I am going to continue talking as GlobalClan looking to continue this pressure in onto last. Just waiting to see when they're able to build up this Uber. Eric is up on Sniper, then we have that defensive Uber in play, as well as a gun, excuse me, not defensive Uber, defensive gun in play. Trying to get this drop in. It will be Eric. Can they find the shot? Alex is going to peek in a second here, but they're going to pop this Uber in. Very smart play, trying to get this gun down so far. Not successful. The soldier finally going to clean it up, and there's the cap, as no one was able to touch point from the side of Froyotech. A beautiful play. GlobalClan winning the war of attrition in the end, and they will secure another round here. And I believe Jarrett is back with us, although unsure about... Jarrett, you with us?
I'm here now. I was muted. I had to restart Mumble. But yeah, that was a pretty swift last push right there that we saw to let them collect another round on the board. But mid-fight time for both teams, trying to throw some SAM across the point and apply some early damage to collect the victory they so desire. Doesn't seem like we see a whole lot of initiation, but as I say that, a couple of fake bombs going in, Laz falling, and Ash is going to commit on the enemy's medic and hitting an amazing shot into Skis. That is definitely going to be A-okay in their book, and that is a medic collected for the side of GCI. Just Banny and Habib left alive. Habib going up into the skybox. Alex is going to hit that pipe, and just Banny in sewer to be collected. And that is a mid-fight win for GCI.
And a team wipe here, as GlobalClan looking very clean, trying to get this score closer. It is currently 4-2, so Froyotech taking another round means the map is over, and already down a map due to the bracket situation, as not Banny Tech, Froyotech was the victor in the upper bracket finals, so they have this one map advantage. It's really up to GlobalClan to even the score out here early on, and so far looking a bit better in the tail end of this first map. Jarrett, oh, it sounds like Jarrett is having more issues, and the Uber's going to get popped in here. Going to find the gun early on. Heavy's going to come into play in a moment. There's no point pressure quite yet. Alex is doing a good job trapping off the spawn, trying to get... Oh, they do find Skis, actually. That's going to be big, even though they do lose both soldiers. Finding that med kill is going to be big. Brandslam going to get taken out as well, though. And now Banny looking to get forward as the side of GlobalClan. They're going to back out, happy to continue with this Uber advantage. Banny, oh my god, finds a nice
crack shot.
And now here comes the cap in for Froyotech. Jarrett, I don't know if you were able to see that with some internet issues perhaps happening on your end, but what do you think is what's going on here?
I saw that last direct shot onto Yai, that's for sure, and that is going to lead them into a one-player advantage for this upcoming push that GCI is going to be trying to do. So not going to have their flank at full force, but they do have an Uber to work with, and that's going to be enough to put Skis all the way back at rollout, unable to heal all the players that are really forward. And it's just like Froyotech is actually going to commit too much, although Laz is going to fall. It doesn't seem like they need to commit until now as Blaze jumping in, popping 4-4 over there, getting a lot of damage, but not quite enough to make him use the Uber. Going to go ahead and go back to Sewer to make sure he's a-okay, and they still have an ad, but it's kind of dwindling. It's going to be a little bit rough to use it, and I wouldn't be surprised if things slow down from this point forward.
Yeah, Skis is approaching full Uber. You got to be careful, especially with the sniper in play. He's going to be hunting for this headshot, takes a shot and misses, and now some aggression from Ash on the flank.
Oh,
here comes the scout trying to clean it up. Here's the point presence coming forward. Have they popped out their Uber? They haven't, so essentially a sack there. Finding Banny, but losing 3 is not what they wanted. And now you got to be careful as Habib's going to work their way forward, trying to find this Uber force, and they are successful. They'll likely pick up Blaze here, and now rushing to last. Can they find this? No.
They get the demo too.
Oh my gosh, how do you find the demo there? Now Brand Slam trying to take this fight. It's a 1v2 and he doesn't have the Uber to back him up. This is not looking good, but there's a lot of players here from GlobalClan. They want to stay in. They need to find frags, and they'll find Eric. Ash is in, but he'll get taken out. Now the force is achieved. There you go. And there's point presence in from Yite. 3 go down again. Trading out for 1, but this time securing the Uber force, and it will be a 40% ad for GlobalClan, as even though Froyotech is going to work their way onto second, that ad is going to be crucial for GlobalClan to continue taking rounds.
Yeah, that was quite some salvage at the end there with that Uber that GlobalClan Ice put out. Although, you have to be careful, you are down 2 players, although I think Froyotech is respecting the Uber ad that 404 has, and they are not actually doing anything aggressive off of the player ad, especially because they have a sniper in roll. He's a little bit hidden, he's hiding, waiting for the call from his teammates when the opponents are in, and then he will go ahead and peek and take a shot. Initiation from Laz, going into IT, same with Ashton, spam going under roll, so Eric can't get quite a clean shot. They've worked their way in all the way onto 2 right now, and it seems like that is enough for Froyotech to go ahead and back up and cut their losses, especially because they've bought enough time for them to have an Uber of their own. So once again, going into a stalemate, Eric staying on sniper at least for now, so we'll kind of see if that plays into effect in their ability to try to push 4 or 5 maybe, but it seems like Lobby is going to be the eventual play that they're working their way in for.
Oh, Laz has to be careful. Oh, but Eric looks away at the last second, and now Laz is jumping in, trying to find any damage, but he can't secure it, and Yite will die as well. I was expecting something fast, but losing 2 is going to make GlobalClan retreat out here. Now Banny taking some spam, or some space rather, going in for 4-4. Blaze here for the cleanup. Can they find the kill? They can't. Now chasing it. Oh, the air shot from Ash, deleting Blaze, and 4-4 does not get popped. No, 4-4 dies. Oh, the drop from Banny. Banny hits the question mark in chat. Oh my lord, absolute chaos here. I thought 4-4 might be able to milk that out and not pop, but instead drops.
He really thought that last rocket was not going to do enough damage and thought he'd be greedy, but he miscalculated. That is 4-4's 3rd drop, not looking too hot for now, but definitely want to change that up, because you never want to be a medic player that drops too many times, because it can be kind of rough on your morale. But Froyotech working their way in off of the fact that 4-4 was not alive for this second hole. It's going to be pretty much free. GCI is not really set up on 2. They're going to be setting up on last instead, cutting their losses, getting up a sniper and a gun, putting themselves in a nest, and getting ready for whatever door Froyotech flings themselves through. Getting posted up by 1 and 2, and it looks like 1 is going to be the door this time.
Oh, here's the Uber coming in. Sniper can't quite find a shot. There's a gun up on the other side. It's going to go down immediately. Now 4-4 targeted a lot of spam, but he will stay alive. There's point presence in the demo touch. Oh, hitting nice damage. And 3 go down from the red team. 4 now. Froyotech only has their soldiers alive, looking to salvage his Banny and Blaze, but Blaze going down. Banny hightailing it out of there. Maybe a little bit of fear. I don't know why you wouldn't just go into sack there, especially with your whole team dead, but I don't know. Banny does whatever Banny wants to do here, but GlobalClan will maintain an Uber ad and take their second point back.
Yeah, starting to shape their last holds well enough to be able to continue to, be a fighting force in this match 4-4. With full Uberad off of surviving the last hold, going to get ready to work his way with his friends through IT, probably immediately busting out with Alex, and that's what we're going to see here. Oh, blasted back though, not able to play at the pace they want to, and that is not going to find them any kills at all. They do it on the sniper. Eric did take a shot, so they know the sniper is on the field for Skeez' Uberad, although I think Eric is going to go ahead and go back to spawn because he knows there's plenty of time before their team needs to push, and he probably does not expect a GCI dry push because they'd rather probably just set up and cap and all that jazz. So Skeez at 80%, not too much longer until it is time for them to bust through the doors, and it appears like they maybe want to do it earlier, at least spotting a little bit to know how GCI is positioning themselves, but it seems like IT is going to be once again the door they push through.
Yeah, setting up an IT here, have this full Uber and getting pretty aggressive in positioning. Here comes Banny looking to chase down 4-4. Eric actually dying though. Ash with a big flank, and Blaze gonna die too. 2 down for both sides right now. Down at a Scout and Soldier, and is that Jite and Laz are behind? Both of them in choke. We're getting so much damage onto Habib right now. They get the back cap in. That's gonna pull everyone back now. Here comes Jite. He's gonna rush for Laz. Can he get this in? Oh my lord, we're gonna have a back cap, but Slim is there to try to stall it out, but he can't touch in time.
A successful 3v1 play.
That is the most heads-up play I have seen in a long time in Invite. A beautiful back cap coming in from GlobalClan, and the score is 4-3, Jarrett.
Yeah, this is going to be a close one. Interested to see how the rest of the mids play out. Not too many left to go, so it's definitely going to be very important to have these last ones go your favor. Silver Dawn's immediately coming out. It seems like it's going to be somewhat committing. Bandy and the other team choke is going to follow, though. Some red health players inside of Froyotech. Lad's going to be able to collect 2 of them in that regard, so good job on him making things that are a little bit equalized. But Ash and the other team cut off. Get 2 rockets on the Slem and Skeez at the same time. It is just Habib and Banny left alive once again. Alex able to clean up Habib. Banny once again inside a sewer, behind on the other team's second, so a little bit behind enemy lines there.
Jarrett, Banny was out of the entire fight there. He was down to 6 health, maybe looking for a spawn camp now? Oh, I swear. Well, who's the spawn camp? He's just sitting on the opposing second. Laz and Yite are going to be able to come forward for free. Banny's out of this fight for so long. He's on mid while the side of GlobalClan is already on second and capping that out. He was 6 health, but he continues to maybe just fear, wants to keep his KD alive. But if he's able to make a big play here, coming in behind, he's peeking in the sewer, but he's been spotted out. That's just not a great situation. Essentially down 1 on the last play unless Banny can get in. It looks like he'll finally be able to get through onto 1, but here's the Uber coming into last, looking for Skeez in the corner, but there's so much damage to Habib. Oh my god, there's so much point presence right now. Grand Slam looking to cap this out. It's just Laz and 4-4 really in this fight remaining as, oh, now 4-4 is out and Ash is stuck in behind. He'll die. I don't know how Banny was able to get into that fight. Not able to do too much, but a successful last hold from Froyotech.
Oh, Alex just jumped and just landed in Habib's stickies on accident, and that is not what you want to see. I don't know if they were deliberately placed there as a trap or if it was just the point getting clear and it got pushed into where he was going to land, but that is not what you want to see, a Delman dying before you're even Uber is even over. So, Skeez, full of Brad going to be choked this time around, not going immediately, but they do have a sniper to worry about, so it's going to quicken the pace a little bit. Habib a little bit weak, so just beginning to create some space, and the Uber is eventually going to get forced. Laz giving up his life for Ash, trying to escape the best he can, and is going to find success in that regard. Alex lingering a little bit, trying to wait for a trap or something. Gonna not quite find what he wants, so giving up 1 for the force, not bad. So 4-4, 80%, getting ready to get up the rest of his Uber, get up Laz, and begin to push their way back in a bit and try to take it back from Froyotech as they begin their hold, set up traps, and get ready for the incoming Uber.
Yeah, we'll have to see Banny coming in, looking for Brandsheim, getting a lot of good damage in. Now the other soldier looking to get Alex instead, but Blaze will die. Now Ash is the target of a lot of spam. He'll trade out. The Uber is finally popped. Now just need to find this kill on the Skeez. Habib dies. Now can they chase farther forward? It's only 3 alive from the side of Froyotech. You have Banny, Slem, and Skeez. I guess, though, there's not enough to chase with, and GlobalClan will be content capping up this point. We're about 8 minutes left to play in the map, though, so GlobalClan really needs to turn on the gas, and Froyotech doesn't want to give up any room here. Bombing pretty early. The soldiers. Oh, they can't find the force zone. Now Lad's looking for Bandy, and they will get him. Now the target is Skis. Ash is in, looking for the medic. They get the force. Good play there. Ash will die for it, though, as the scouts look to clean it up. Laz is weak, and I believe getting out. He's on second, looking for the arrow from his med. Will find it, and now Uber ad is back in favor of GlobalClan, looking to take this cap and move on further, Jarrett. It's been a lot of chaos, though, in these last couple fights.
Yeah, a bit of a leapfrog fight, trying to figure out who is going to own mid once and for all, and Choke seems to be the play. No more IT pushes this time for both teams. Blaze trying to bomb forward, actually going to commit onto the other team, is going to die, but Brand Slam is going to fall in regard, so no Pocket Scout to give 4-4 scout speed, so Yite has to take the beam. Got to make sure your players are A-okay, though. Eric is behind, going to cause a bit of distraction. Ash is going to die from fall damage, trying to escape, and Eric is going to get chased down. It seems like they want to go ahead and get the scout that is behind them, but they're leaving Alex to dry. Seems like a miscommunication. They were not actually going to continue to go forward, so seems like the chaos was enough to have things not go in GCI's favor, and Froyotech are able to continue to hold on to mid. This is probably buying enough time to make sure they're able to get their Uber. No more leapfrogging over the midpoint. The midpoint for now is Froyotech to begin to get the rest of their Uber. Alex begins to spawn, and a sniper is out on the field to try to break the upcoming stalemate.
Issue here is going to become that we are under 7 minutes to play, and GlobalClan needs to make up one more round to get it tied, and that is definitely a tall task against Froyotech, especially with an even Uber situation. Froyotech holding onto this midpoint right now. Pretty aggressive and Choke, though. Eric is peeking, you got to be careful, and it looks like GlobalClan is playing passive as a result. Just a lot of spam being exchanged in that Choke, trying to keep the sniper at bay. The Soldier and Demo Spam getting a lot of damage in. Eric is going to take a shot, going to take another, getting very weak himself. Ash, I believe, was the target of those headshots. Banning and Sewer alone right now. Maybe looking for a bomb in a moment here. Looks like he's going to back out instead. Froyotech is happy to slow down the pace of this match. Here's the bomb from Ash onto the sniper. Can't quite find the damage in. Ash is likely going to go down. Yeah, he craters. And not looking good. The rotation coming in. Skis is there with his scouts. He'll pick up Laz. Blaze also in on this fight, and now working the way forward. The Uber has popped out as two are down.
Alex
3 now as Alex
they
gets
left.
killed by the sniper. 4-4 hasn't used it yet as he's out to last. Now we're going to have only 2 alive here, but a full Uber and spawners coming forward. Froyotech has to back out. They have to respect this Uber as they have not yet capped out the second point either. Eric is going to still be a threat, though, on Sniper, so you got to be careful if you're a GCI player.
Time and time again, I just see Alice getting left out to dry when these GCI pushes end up getting, or holds end up getting canceled. I don't know if that's a him thing or a calm thing, but it's definitely something that GCI have to be careful with, especially with an upcoming push happening right now. Popping through lore, gonna get juggled a little bit, but they are eventually gonna be able to work their way over towards the Choke. Not able to really find any damage. Both soldiers are A-okay, jumping away onto mid, and they are safe. So Skis has a giant Uber ad getting ready in the Choke. Banny already creating some space through it to make sure his team can get through. They do have a sniper though, so you have to be kind of careful in the way that you play it, but you do have the saving grace of the Uber if all things don't work out in that regard. Skis taking a little bit of damage. The Uber will get popped out and be finding a little bit of damage. Yite is going to fall. It seems like that is all they are going to receive with their chase. So they will take back 2, but only collect the 1 frag. So sniper for the defense. Laz is behind in IT. I'm not sure if they know. It seems like a couple of them are looking behind, like they're somewhat aware, and actually I think they do know based off of how passive like some of these players
Banny.
like Sum and Banny are. So the question is, will they find him, and will distraction lead to anything? And it will not. So that is 1 player dead right when 4-4 has his Uber.
Look at the sniper. He's peeking 1. Ash is looking for him. Oh, can't quite connect. He actually didn't take a shot. Ash is going to peek again. Gotta be careful. This sniper has led to a med drop, and 4-4 is going to actually pop it in. Looking for Skis right
Skis
now.
is caught.
They get this kill. Oh, they get the drop.
That is a kill collected, 3 of them to be exact, and it's just a scrappy fight at the end of the day for the rest of it. Although the rest of the Froyotech players are not even ins, it doesn't seem like they really expected that push to happen right when it did. The timing was just slightly off, enough to catch so many players that this mid is going to be really rough for Froyotech to hold on to. Play coming in from Slem, trying to hop in. Laz is going to fall to a B pipe, but Slem is behind, creating a distraction that is something they will have to deal with in one way or another, whether it's a back cap or getting shot in the back. They need to address it eventually. It seems like he's going to catch up some of the players on too. It seems like mid. Yep.
Slam?
Oh, he's finding Alex.
Oh,
no, not quite.
Lord.
But that is enough of a distraction to completely cancel what would have been a free GCI mid. So now it's not exactly free. Instead of having a 3-player advantage, it's a 1-player advantage.
And here comes aggression. Yite and Ash both in, but Yite's actually going to get cleaned up. Now Ash is a target of a lot of spam. Benny's going to be in the opposing sewers as Alex is going to go down. Yeah,
he's caught
not
out
what you
again.
need to see. And Laz also very weak, has to back off with the rest of his team. Froyotech with under 3 to play, looking to just continue to hold on to this midpoint. Ash is in though, looking for damage in. Can they find anything? They will get Skis!
Like a 10%
and that is
Uber.
98% for Skis while he dies. 4-4 popping there, and Blaze gonna go down late. Question is, can GlobalClan work their way forward in time? We're at 2:23 on the clock. It's now or never. GlobalClan needs to convert this push into a round win.
Yeah, this is a pretty convincing fight. Not only were they able to push off of like a 10 or 15 ad and collect multiple frags, including the medic, but the Froyotech play they tried to go for with their flank completely failed. They lost their flank and did not collect any of their own, so it makes this setup for Froyotech pretty much non-existent. They're just in the doorways. Nice shot onto Ash, putting out some damage from, I think that was Blaze, but or maybe Banny, but either way, it is not enough for them to actually hold on to the point. 4-4 is not too far from his Uber, and they're already getting into lobby to try to clinch this and
They
push
gotta go fast.
the match into overtime. They're getting ready to go through 3 or 4. There is a gun on the 4 side, and that is the door they're going through. Immediately going in, not immediately going for the gun. Alex is going to the other side, getting a lot of damage on the Skis. He knows
Create
this
the
med
point.
has to die.
Brand Slam?
Yeah, they have to collect this med frag, otherwise Skis is going to be able to get his Uber and save. His team's at 95%, but it does not seem like they are on the same page.
Slam is
They
won.
are going to blunder, and 4-4
Oh.
is going to be the lone survivor in that endeavor. It was a valiant effort, but things did not quite go their way. They're not out of it quite yet, but there's only one real fight left in this match for GCI to push into overtime. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes, especially with Skis having his full Uber.
Yeah, GlobalClan needs to get the force, or even better, the drop, and then get all the way in, cap the second point out. We're under a minute. At some point soon, it will become impossible, but it's not over till it's over. Yite underneath right now, looking to get behind. Can he find any kills? No, he'll get taken out instead. Here comes the side of GCI, looking to get 4. They'll lose 3, but they'll find Habib. Now losing 4 as Ash goes down as well. And that will most certainly mean that Froyotech will be able to continue their run of dominance here on map number 1. They get a full team wipe to close it out. 30 seconds left on the clock. It is dead time for sure. So Froyotech's going to take this map number 1 4-3, I believe. Yes, 4-3.
And remember, it's really map number 2 as well, because they start with the 1 map advantage from coming from the upper bracket. So it's not like, you know, this is it's the start. You know, they get a little bit of lead. No, they got a big lead now. They only need 1 more map out of the remaining ones to secure their victory this season, while GCI have a long road ahead of them if they want to end up on top.
But looking pretty good here. They just need to find some good early round wins, in my opinion, on this map, on this next map, excuse me, coming up. But we'll take a look at the logs here. Definitely a closer half in half number 2.
Definitely a little bit longer too, so there's going to be more to look at. And you know, the first half of the logs didn't really show too much, just like a handful of things, just because there wasn't really enough data to really like look at. But this time around, things are going to be a little bit different in terms of there being more to look at, I would say. So right off the bat, what are you looking at? What catches your eye? There's something that catches my eye for sure, and it's a bit of a pattern from the last half. I don't know if you see it or not.
Well, first thing I'm seeing is Slem with 24 frags, Yite with 18. I don't know if that's the same thing you were seeing, but
the Slem 24 and 5. That is a monstrous KD.
That's an 8.2 KD for people wondering. That is miles above anyone else here. Oh my lord, Slem popped in the second half.
A pretty successful Uber Slem, able to, and also protecting, you know, his teammates from the soldiers that were trying to constantly create space. So definitely did a good job making sure that anyone that tried to go against his team was able to be a kill secured for the upcoming fight. So hats off to him. The medic deaths were kind of equalized this time. Last time Skis was ahead by 2, now 4-4 is ahead by 2. So kind of makes sense because, you know, the things were a little bit better for GlobalClan Ice, I'd say this time. It was you know, they were able to put more rounds on the board and have things be a little bit closer. But at the end of the day, the performance of the Froyotech players is enough to give them the 1 round advantage to make them win this map and bring us to Snakewater.
Absolutely, and for people wondering, 8.2 KAD, not KD. 4.8 KD. I saw chat was getting mad at me.
Math.
Yeah, math. We'll have an opportunity now to look at combined logs, but I don't know if there's going to be anything else to look at in there.
But realistically, because the first half was kind of, you don't have too much added here. That's like when you compared the second half to the combined, it made things more whole. But realistically, there's not tons that's really changed. Slumness still has the crazy, KD. The medic deaths are still within, decent margins. They're actually even. I'd say the heal rate and the DPM was pretty consistent. I would say there wasn't really a big shift in terms of a player that did kind of meh and then really popped off. Like everyone's performance was pretty much stable. What you did in the beginning was what you kind of did in the end. It was, I think, more so how the players and the teams applied themselves between the two halves that made things slightly different in the second half.
One thing of note here, even though medics having very similar stat lines, 4-4 did have 3 drops to Skeeze's 1, and drops definitely turn the tide of fights. And another interesting thing, teams that won the mid fight won the round every single time. That's not something you see too often, because, I mean, you're bound to have one round go the other way, but not tonight. So I'm definitely looking to see who will be able to secure mid-fight wins, no matter how long, and continue on and secure rounds with that. But now turning our eyes to effectively map number 3, but map number 2 of gameplay, what are you expecting to see on Snakewater?
Well, I think Snakewater puts some of the individual players that you would see shine a bit in the driver's seat. I would say demos get more of an opportunity to play an aggressive play style and not get punished as much if they so desire. It's totally possible to pop off on process. But if you want to be aggressive per se, it's very likely that you could eventually be punished. While Snakewater gives you more room to be able to kind of roam free and do what you want and kind of, put the team on your back if you want to. While, scouts are still pretty strong, but it can be, a little bit more rough if you're taking that damage. Soldiers probably still in about the same mood as, the difference between Process and Snakewater isn't too crazy. A lot of it requires you to play sometimes sacrificial, sometimes you have to bait a little bit, or at least wait for, incoming damage from your teammates. But I'd probably look at the demo matchup between Habib and Alex this time in terms of performance to see how things are going to go rather than the scout matchup, in my personal opinion.
For sure, apologies, I was pouring myself some more tea to keep my voice intact here. Hopefully we will be getting ready soon, as looks like we do have 12 in server and on teams. What are you thinking might be a score prediction here, especially after seeing such a close map number 1?
I think that GCI could take this map. This could be GCI but putting out a pretty good showing throughout the entire season despite not, finding the mark and beating Froyotech so far. Every single match they've played, or map rather, has been pretty close. Like at least 2 rounds have been taken every single time, if not, going all the way to a 1-round difference between the two teams. I think if there was a map that you have them play and GCI could come out on top, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be surprised if Snakewater was the map. You could say it was Snakewater and I'd believe it. I think that a lot of the times, Alex was a reason why things didn't go their way. Not the reason why, but when things went bad, I don't think he was able to adjust in the way that you want your Duo Man to. Whether that's his fault or a byproduct of what Froyotech's doing doesn't matter. But the fact that this map allows more room for your Duo Man to do kind of whatever he wants to, that hole is kind of patched up in a way. If your Duo Man isn't doing too hot, if you give him a map that he's, happier with, it's more likely that he's able to find success in moments where he previously wasn't. So I think that GCI looks a little bit more promising, although it's going to be a tall order still, given Froyotech's dominance so far in these matchups. However, shouldn't have to wait too much longer as we're going live.
Yeah, we are getting live into mid number 1 of map number 2, as GlobalClan needs to secure this map win in order to continue this match. I'm going to be watching the explosive classes. Big damage from demos as well as double soldier bombs can really turn the tide here on these mids. And as we get into it, just looking like Laz is going to be going in alone early, getting some good damage in onto Beep. Can they clean it up? Here comes Ash looking to follow through, and they will find that frag as well as picking up Slam. Now Yike is behind on Skis in lower. Can they find this frag? Skis might die, and he will. That is a beautiful mid fight from GlobalClan as to lose their soldiers and maybe Yite as well to find maybe the full team wipe. Here comes Alex, looks for the melee. Oh, he almost died in the end, but living with 15 health. That is a full team wipe, and GlobalClan going to take this mid. If what I said before holds true, we might be seeing a GlobalClan conversion here.
Yep, won the mid, but you still have the last 2-10-2, you know, last holds for Snakewater. Can be pretty strong depending on how you do it, and it seems like a gun and a sniper is going to be the play for the side of Froyotech, and a heavy, so a lot of defense, but not a whole lot of mobility to reach the point, so it's going to be interesting to see if GCI try to secure kills, or if they just notice the immense amount of off classes they have to just go for the point immediately. Laz dropping right off the bat is gonna, you know, kind of throw a wrench in their plans in terms of pushing, but they'll probably still do it because this full Uberat is not something you want to throw in the garbage can. Just gonna wait for Laz to spawn. He'll get there eventually for the post Uber to take health back along the way, and eventually, yep, bombing through the doorways, trying to get their way onto the guns so they can find themselves deeper into the last. A lot of people with the spawn doors. Blaze on top of the point.
Gotta get on point.
Try to take some positioning, but the post positioning for GCI is kind of sketchy. They're already out pretty much. It seems like there's a little bit of salvage there, collecting some players on the side of Froyotech at the end there, but it is not enough for them to take that round, and they are all the way back to mid, trying to be A-okay and get the rest of their players to give up 2 and set up a mid defense.
Oh, I was really hoping Laz would go huge there. He bombs in right on that left shutter door, but he hits one, I think kills one, but doesn't have enough damage in on it. But it was a very, very pretty bomb to watch. And now with that last, oh, here's the force onto the Skis. Yeah, that is a nice pipe out of Alex. 4-4 approaching his own Uber. So as long as players don't go down from GlobalClan, I say that, and Ash will die. And now the Uber gets popped back in. And look at this, Alex is chasing in. They're going to find Slam. Skis is alone and lower. Here comes Brand Slam looking to clean him up, but he does have to contend with Eric, who is there, had the beam on him. Alex will actually die now to Banny as the collapse is coming in onto this push. Yite alone right now. He'll be able to find one, but Laz is going to go down the other side of things. And now Yite finds Skis. He'll die for it, but that is a crucial pick. And Ash and 404 will be out and alive with this Uber ad.
You know, it was a clutch salvage at the end there to make sure things didn't go too bad for them. That could have been a, you know, complete, you know, overhaul of the way this you know, round was going pretty much. It was in GCI's hand, and that could have been pretty poor for them if that medic kill was not collected. But now, they're A-okay on 2. 4-4 does have an ad to work with to try to work their way back in mid and take it back for themselves. A bit of a ways away before the Uber is actually gotten by the blue team, so Froyotech are in a position to be able to set up their mid defense for the upcoming push. Have to do the best you can to spot the direction the other team is coming, so you can apply as much spam as possible, and it appears that they've been spotted lower, and Kitchen is going to be the play. Maybe, yeah, they are committing through Kitchen. Immediately popping Uber, guy is going to die on the back line, so it's going to be a bit of unfortunate for them. Yep, not able to get any kills, and it seems like the play from Froyotech to go behind into Saw is being fruitful in finding some things, and Alex is just alone and lower and dies. That's a Dome Man down for the side of GCI. Ash popped in the air, trying to clean up Eric, and will do that, but will eventually die. Seems like the flank for Froyo will eventually die, but Skis has his Uber. They were not able to collect the medic with that Uber into mid, so Laz trying to salvage as much as he can, able to collect the kill onto Slam, jumping away. Is he going to live? He's able to get out, and that is going to be enough for Froyotech to say, we can't actually push 2 with this Uber. We just don't have enough players. So now back to mid, and that has bought enough time for 4-4 and friends to set up onto and get ready in a real attempt for the upcoming Froyotech push.
That was almost catastrophic for GlobalClan. Froyotech had such a nice collapse in having those players behind, really spreading GlobalClan thin, and only able to have a couple people in on the Uber, unable to really secure any frags with it. Slam is up on Sniper now, and both meds have full Uber, so we gotta be watching out for a drop coming in. Looks like Slam is gonna be peeking through window. Oh my god, there's a drop, but not where I thought, as that is a beautiful demo play from Alex. That will be the go-ahead for the side of GlobalClan to get ready to work their way in. Habib's gonna be trapping, and the Sniper is watching, but can't find the shot onto Yite quite yet. Now working into Saw is going to be the play from GlobalClan. Sniper is still watching though, so we might have to see an early Uber use. Brandslime gonna get taken out by Banny. So much spam going the way of GlobalClan. Blaze the only weak player as they will find Skis again. That is a beautiful play. 4-4 has not used, but he's lost a lot of players. You gotta be careful here. If Ash goes down, that could be catastrophic. And now it's just Yank 4-4 as the sack wave was successful. And now trying to chase down even further are the soldiers. Banny getting in onto the second point. They'll be at Disad here as the Uber's gonna come back in. Oh, they find Habib. If they get anything else, they're gonna look for Eric on point. They have not used their Uber yet. Now getting forced out as Banny jumps in. He'll go down, and the point will be saved. Just need to be careful, working the way forward. Skis has not began building yet. It'll be completely even with that late Skis death, and now looking to chase him down again is Brandslam, but he can't quite get the damage in. Soldier coming forward to try to clean up, but wasn't there in time. Midcap will be going back in favor of GlobalClan Ice.
Yeah, Froyotech definitely did not expect the cheese play, just running in with both your players left alive to do a Hail Mary and collect as many frags as possible. And 2 frags, that's definitely enough to continue the train, to have it keep rolling and make sure that mid is capped your way. I'm pretty sure GCI kind of expect Skis to have a little bit more Uber than he actually does, because he wasn't healing for a bit. So I would expect them to, you know, they're going to wait a little bit. I mean, they probably wouldn't push anyway because it's disad still. It's not like they have, you know, ad or anything, but either way, we are going to see a stalemate, both teams, you know, just waiting for the rest of the Uber to be built up, and we're going to see GCI begin to poke around all these different doors to figure out how they want to break the Froyotech hold. No snipers this time like we saw last, so it's going to be interesting to see. Going to be lower is going to be the play, it looks like, not Saw for their team. Have their demo in lower, so Saw is a little bit weak. You have some players spotting it, but there's not a tight grip on the hold. It's got to take a lot of damage. Brains 14 HP. Is going to eventually survive. Trying to poke these doors to figure out where the trap on the lab has found an open door, bombing in. On the Skis, able to go on rocket, hits the head rocket. Skis can't surf that, but they've collected 2 kills for it. Getting Habib is a pretty nice pick for them though, so it's going to be a little bit rough for them to push off of. They have a 1 player, but no dome, and if things go south. So GCI in still a pretty decent position, and Froyotech realize that it's probably best for them to just not go ahead and push and let them come into their hold, as Habib is going to be able to meet up with his team and set up some last-minute traps before they're able to bust through these doors with their Uber advantage.
Look at the scoreboard right now. It's still 0-0 with 8 minutes gone. This has been certainly a very slow first round here. Now looking for Ash to come in, getting some good damage onto Habib, but Blaze is going to die. Now Yite trades out Ash and Brandslam, both pretty weak. Eric is behind, looking to pick up Laz. Now Banny getting good damage in. Laz actually going to go down. Eric is still a threat behind once he rotates, and the side of Froyotech are approaching their Uber. GlobalClan will be forced to use theirs. Now rotating around, Alex is going to be the target on this Uber. Not able to find too much else, as Alex will find the pack, and he'll live for a little bit longer, but 404 dies to Banny on the flank play, or rather on the other side of the map, and only 2 alive for GlobalClan. Yite probably going to go for a sack play here, perhaps. Kind of just hiding in kitchen right now. Blaze is going to find him and clean him up. So a late death there, and Laz is the only one alive, waiting for spawners as Froyotech look to make this round conversion happen for... Is this their first last push on this map?
I think so. It's a really nice play from them, Froyotech doing that Saw play that led them to get to where they are now, able to cause enough of a distraction, collect enough kills to force GCI to Uber in a position where they don't necessarily want to, you know, pull the trigger right then. They were definitely playing very slow and were kind of forced into a situation they weren't very comfortable with. So Skis almost has his Uber. The defense is set up from the blue team. Got a Pyro this time to stuff the shutter, which is a very, you know, common spot that teams will begin to push through. And it seems like that is the door they're going to choose this time as well. So Pyro pops in. They are not able to stuff too hard, but he's going to get a couple, you know, it reflects onto the gun, but it's still going to die at the end of the day. Alex is dead though on the other side of the map, it appears. So that is going to be a sticky situation with no stickies. That's a very easy cap. Wow. Alex died really early on. I didn't even see him when he died. I'm trying to find his grenade launcher and I can't see it.
It was, he was by truck side door, I believe, or truck side shutter.
Not with the combo, going to lead to a very early demo man death, so there's a point on the board for Froyotech, but now we're going into our second mid-fight.
Yeah, a 10 or almost 10-minute round there. Have to see if GlobalClan's able to come back and tie this one up. Laz up in the sky early on, looking to get in onto Skis, gets 1 rocket. Oh, wow! Laz cleans up, and Banny will fall RGL as well. 3 down for the side of GlobalClan. That is just beautiful soldier play. Alex is going to find one more as he pipes down Eric, and now Slime is in trying to chase. Can he get the damage in? Alex, he's in a pipe. Can he find it? Oh, he goes for the melee and misses. Habib actually taken out by 404 with an arrow, and that will be 4 down from Froyotech. Banny, forward spawn sniper? Question mark?
It seems like
forward spawn,
seems like second hold sniper is going to be the play here. It was a little bit of a scrappy mid-fight, but getting the early medic pick and playing slow afterwards is enough for GCI to be able to make sure they have this Uber ad to go into the second point. Although the sniper is on the field, so it's something they have to be careful about. They are pushing the sight line that the sniper is in, so they have to be careful to make sure that they don't get headshot and lose in a really important class right before they begin their push. But it doesn't seem like they're able to find anything. Froyotech going to go ahead and work their way back to last. The sniper will not find anything fruitful, and lower is going to be the play for GCI. At least it seems like they're going straight through. They saw a close soldier and they want that frag. They're trying to chase him down, but he's already immediately out there. Is no gun, but so they're going straight into Skis. The Skis able to get the Uber, and Alex is going to die as well, a little bit too deep, and not expecting that Uber to come out of the red team. Ash is going to die, and same with Grand Slam, just 4-4. And Yite getting the hell out of dodge back to mid, and that is not a successful push. Froyotech hold their last for another day, collect a free 2, and they probably can't push off the picks. The spawns aren't going to get denied. Oh, one of them did. Never mind. Ate my words.
Caster's curse. Happens time and time again here, but GlobalClan content with this ad that they are now building up. It's going to be about 20, maybe 25% ad at the end of the day, I think, as it looks just like a pretty standard second hold from Froyotech right now. Have Banny up on the pipe, going to be spotting, making sure there's no snipers peeking, as GCI is now at full Uber. They got to go fast here. Skis at 80 and building fast. Looks like we might be seeing a lower push in onto Kratz, waiting to see who decides to commit first. Yite clearing some stickies, it looks like. Taking their sweet time here and losing their Uber head, so it's going to be an even fight if they decide to go in. Laz is going to go for the bomb behind up on the bats. Not going to find too much. Alex getting very weak, has to get an arrow. Now Laz goes for it, but will die. And Slim right now on a 5K, playing pretty well. GlobalClan, after losing 1 on the sack, they're going to be backing out.
Yep, Froyotech in the driver's seat with this pick to try to push their way into mid, or at least have an opening to get a counter sack. Banny, bombing forward, but he's going to immediately find a trap that Alex set up, and that is going to be a dead soldier right off the bat, so not going to be a successful counter sack there, nor push. So pick advantage, just slight for the side of GCI, as that counter sack was slightly late, but it's going to be difficult for them to work off of it, as they have a sniper rolling out that is not able to, meet up with his team as quick. So it doesn't seem like it's going to be an all-out push, but rather just sitting with your sniper in lower to try to get as many picks as possible. Definitely going to force Froyotech to play aggressive in some manner to prevent the sniper from taking shot after shot after shot.
Yeah, watching out for that sight line will be the job of the scouts. Yite is peeking, looking for the soldier up top. Blaze forced down off the high ground. Now Eric pretty aggressive in his positioning. Brandslam working his way forward just a little bit. My audio is slightly screwed up, so I'm going to let you take over.
It seems like it's going to be a saw rotation, a little bit of a bait. Don't want to commit too far into lower, and seeing what they can see through the saw door, if anyone's up in cheese or maybe pokes at the end of the train. It's going to be a couple scouts that see where he is, and actually Blaze has a lot of spam onto the sniper, at least a good silent to be able to get some spam. Banny jumping forward to try to apply some extra pressure, but it's going to be an Uber change that comes out and able to immediately collect Laz and Ash, so 2 soldiers down for the side of GCI, and with a sniper on your field as your 4th player does not bode very well for the side of GCI. They're very, very passive. You got a scout that's kind of forward, maybe wants to take an Uber, and a collected kill on the Banny is going to be, pretty okay for them to begin to hold this point. Immediately popping in, trying to work their way forward to get any frag they can, chasing the way into kitchen, trying to get on a BP. Lives from now, but it's going to be it's a very awkward position for their post Uber. The demo does die, but for what? They've lost pretty much every player that did not die in Saw based on the failed chase onto Froyotech. Khabib typing in chat, confused on why he was chased so hard. They got the demo, but for 3 dead, and that not only is a couple players dead and a point lost, but an Uberad gained 4 skis. So soldiers dead late, trying to salvage, not able to find anything, and that's going to be no soldiers in position to spam Froyotech as they begin to just take 2 for free. So with 2 for free, they can begin to go ahead and work their way towards last as soon as they get this Uber.
Yeah, this is an opportunity for Froyotech to really take the lead here once again, as Snakewater's proven to be a bit of a slower pace. Well, not in action, but in terms of round conversion. Oh, a nice headshot onto Slam, I believe. from Ash there. Yite is up on Engineer as well. Now rotating around will be Froyotech. The Pyro up is going to stop this so well early on. They can't get forward, but finally getting taken down is Brand Slam, and now rushing in, trying to get this point cap in. There's no one there right now. Laz is going to come in, trying to pick up Banny. Can he find the frag? Ash is now the only one on point. There's a lot of frags going both directions right now. Habib is weak. 4-4 on point alone. Can anyone get there to help? It looks like Alex is going to be trying to get some spam in to help out his med. But the question is, how long can he stay alive, especially now as 4-4 is down. Brandslam also going to die. And it's just Alex. Now Laz is there just in time to stall it out, but he steps off. And that is a round conversion for Froyotech, once again going up 2-0 in this third map.
Don't think they were able to defend the point as well as they could have. There was not a whole lot of defense that just forced their soldiers to sacrifice their life at the very beginning of the push, so Froyotech getting another round based off of GCI not able to put up a decent defense for their last, but mid-fight is now where we're at now. Going to be interesting to see who ends up on top and maybe get another last fight of their own. Soldiers bombing in. It seems like they're initiating on top of Soldiers. Soldier shot out of the sky. It is going to be Froyotech having both of them die. 4-4 a little bit weak though, has to be careful, and it seems like Laz is going to fall as well. Although with Slim dead, that is too much for Froyotech to deal with. They're going to go ahead and back up to 2. Skis is already on bat, so it's going to accidentally give 4-4 a little bit of an ad. Now, we've seen them use 10 and 15% ads before, so with Froyotech staying in the thick of it, never mind, I was going to say this could be so disastrous, but it's going to be the other way around. GCI is the one that have things not go their way, and it seems like they've bitten off a little bit more than they can chew, all stemming from Habib's heads-up play, playing very aggressively, collecting all those frags there to put his team in a decent position to begin to take back mid.
That bomb and aggression coming forward. Oh my gosh, this Ash is shot in the air and craters to Banny. And now Laz is going to go down as well. This is not looking good for GlobalClan. Bit of a stutter here as we are under 13 to play in the half. Just Froyotech looking so clean, so coordinated, really working their advantages and cleaning up on the damage. Looks like they are very in tune with how GlobalClan is playing and exploiting all the weaknesses they can find. Alex is the target of a lot of spam as he went out the other door, trying to get more spam in at the last second. Now he's going to just be trapping point, but the Uber's in on the right side. We'll have to see, can they get the gun? They will. Now point presence is going to be the key. Can they beat these soldiers in? So far unsuccessfully, as no one's really dying on either side right now. Habib will actually die instead. Laz getting that kill, but Banny going to follow 2 down for both sides as Laz, oh, there we go. Laz, Ash, and Brandsheim all down defending, and 4-4 search a little bit. Can he find anything else? No, as Skis will die offensively as well. Just Slem and Habib at the end of the day. A good last hold from GlobalClan.
Slum popped in the air. It's going to be a very late death. Yeah, it seems like they wanted to chase Alex down and thought that going through that door and just popping immediately would find that down man pick very early on, which would let them get a lot of point presence, but he was already all the way out. There was no way they were catching him, so just led a really awkward scenario where they popped early for pretty much no picks, just positioning, and that does not bode well for a last push going in your favor. So 4-4, full Uberad going to be immediately popping through, saw Alex bursting away through the air. It's going to be a flank coming from the Froyotech soldiers. Blaze is going to fall, but Ski is falling to Alex, just bombing forward and collecting that frag pretty much solo, but Eric collecting the kill at the last second from a sniper peeking balcony, and both medics just dying for the post-Uber. It seems like Banny is behind still, so they could collapse with no medics on the field if they so desire. He's not really being spotted too much, and it could bode, a disaster for them if he's not cleaned up and he's able to do some sort of play. There's no reason for them to go back for the pack if they haven't already. I think he's just sitting there expecting a weak player to come to him because 4-4 died. But seeing as no one's arrived, he's just gonna live there. There's no reason for them to go check. They don't know. So Eric is on sniper, so it's gonna be difficult for them to hold this if GCI just do a straight up dry push, but they don't really have a reason to, at least for now. They don't know there's an extra player that could potentially be useless in some scenarios, that's alive back there.
Ash is gonna walk into him.
His patience pays off and definitely finding use there, collecting that frag, and now he's continuing to be a nuisance that the other team, GCI, will have to deal with. They've sent Yai back to go and chase him, but that's just more time burnt off the clock. Seems like it's going to be a little bit chase on too, just leading this Yai all around the map, and it's going to be an opening. They're going to definitely have to send 2 or 3 back, and they are doing that now.
No,
Laz is going to fall, so they've collected a frag off of the distraction. Blaze is gonna die to a trap, but Banny is gonna
Watch
get
the
cleaned
sniper.
up. So
Looking for 4-4 right now, or Alex if he can, and he'll get Alex. A nice shot by Eric on a 2K on sniper.
oh, the trap
Slam
too.
also going to go down to the trap, as you just mentioned. It's even Uber's got to be careful if you're Ash. Oh, the sniper's watching for you, buddy. And here comes Froyotech working the way forward. Can they get this damage in? Ooh, oh my god, 4-4 is flying across the point. He will lose Ash here as he was disconnected, and now the chase will be on. It's 4-4 has to stay alive and not get caught out. And here's the scout trying to get that frag in. Lash getting taken out by the body shot. Habib will die as well. Alex is now the target of a lot of spam as he's down to 50 health. He'll get healed up, and Benny and Blaze both going to die. 3 down from Froyotech, but that sniper is still in play and a threat. Alex is jumping in, trying to chase him down. Can't quite find the damage.
Stickies.
Gets one more pipe. Oh my lord, Branson's going to chase him and get the frag onto Eric, shutting down that sniper.
Yeah, despite the fact that they dropped one in that Uber, because there was a sniper on the field, it's really hard to chase down those players. You even saw, if you look closely, Yite and 4-4 couldn't decide which way they were going to back up. Yite went saw and 4-4 went lower, and they were like, oh, I need to go back to my teammate, and that was almost disastrous for them. But because Froyotech was unable to collapse, things just swung back in the other team's favor. GCI got respawners, and now they've taken the enemy teams too, and trying to burst their way into last. Ash is, trying to poke through drop down, maybe trying to figure out
Eric.
in the way they would just sack, but
Eric. Oh, Alex, don't peek this. Alex, please. Oh my gosh. I've watched Eric peek him, or Eric find the shot. Oh, he takes it and he dies. Oh no, Laz actually dies. My bad, but there's so much point presence in as the flank came through. Now, you got to be careful. Anyone touching point really could be a round converted. We're at 8 minutes on the clock in this half. So GlobalClan really needs to pick up the pace.
Yep, definitely have to have someone stand on the point in threat of a spy, or at least check if there is a spy, because if he just decloaks on it, then, it can be kind of rough. Doesn't seem like they're doing that too much, but there's no spy in the field anyway, so it's not going to be anything to really write home about. So GCI, once again, getting in lobby, getting ready to see how Froyotech is holding. They have a lot of strength on this top right side from Froyotech's perspective, but lower and left are a little bit on the weaker side, although lower is going to be cleaned up by Banny's spam, getting tanked by Skis. Yite is going to fall, and I'm going to be kind of curious to see if he decides to come up on Sniper, as we do have Eric still on Sniper himself, so it could be a little bit of Sniper duel to see the point get broke, and yep, he is on Sniper. Once again, another Sniper duel in the hands of Yite and Eric, as Yite's continuing to roll out and work his way to his teammates, but it shouldn't be too much longer until we begin to see them scope up and see who, comes out on top.
Yeah, it's really important to find that opening pick onto the sniper, or better yet, find a medic. But right now, the meds are going to be playing safe from sniper angles. That is the only thing you can be doing with even Uber. It's very important to stay alive and have that Uber in play. It looks like rotating around is Yite. He's going to be peeking through this top left area. Oh, Slam getting taken out. A nice shot there, but Yite so weak, down below 40 health. We'll find some heals. That means no engineer in play. That gun can get spammed down, but Eric finds Laz on the counter snipe play. Now Yite, the target of a lot of spam. Banny gonna die to Brand Slam though. Can anyone push in now that Blaze is also down? No soldiers defensively. Ash looking to get some spam in onto this gun, which is now getting healed up. Slemish back just in time. Doesn't look like there's an opening to really work the way forward. Ash is still trying to spam this down, but Habib finds Brand Slam. Oh my lord, GlobalClan really needs to find a little bit more. Yite, oh my, what is that play? Yite goes for the hero play and wide peak super far for Skis. Now with that sniper dead. Oh yeah.
They're doing a lot of aggressive plays right now. Habib's still in lobby, a little bit of a duel, but he's overstayed his welcome, and Ash is going to trade for that frag, so no demo on the field. Last time they had a lot of picks and were not able to successfully push and spam down the gun because they had to sacrifice their own health to get those picks in the first place. Because now, these picks were pretty clean, and especially with one being a demo man, it bodes well for GCI fans if you want to see them begin to bust through and try to get this gun down. Before you begin to push at all, you probably need to get the gun down, but it doesn't seem like they're able to find anything they're really looking for. Not able to get to the doors in time and make sure that they don't accidentally make some mistake that leaves 4-4 accidentally popping his Uber, or maybe accidentally dropping a player. So a lot of picks, but nothing for them to really work off of. So back to square one. It begs the question, how many frags does GCI need, and how cleanly and dominantly do they need to be able to collect them for things to go their way, and even having an attempt to begin to push. They're able to get Blaze this time, sacrificing a little bit of health in terms of Laz to collect it, but he is going to get arrowed up, so they're a-okay at least for now. But the lower presence continues to be there. Banny is beamed up, trying to double spam these soldiers, and they're in each other's model. It's going to bode, pretty poor for GCI if they're just going to eat each other's spam. Laz getting very, very low, and why? They're just at the same door. Ash is dying. Yite's going in on Habib and not finding it. And it seems like GCI is not figuring out how to break this Froyotech hold. And Blaze too. Blaze is straight on the 4-4.
Blaze gets the force. Okay, real quick. Slem on Engineer is out of his mind right now. He's taking the gun perfectly and just keeping it alive as a nuisance. Now Alex is going to go down as the beat barrels forward. Ash looking for a sack. Can't quite find anything else. Except the respawn timer as Brandslam will follow suit and go down with under 5 to play in the half. Froyotech looking very clean and dominant, able to hold on to that last point for so long.
And the last hold does not appear to be anything that GCI can break through, at least for now, so that will lead Froyotech to taking this mid off of the fact they have 2-player advantage from the scrappy second post-Uber. Skis does have a little bit of an Uber ad to work with. It is kind of small, so if they're going to use it, it would probably be immediately through Saw or drawing through lower really early off, just before you even get it yourself, but it appears that Saw is going to be the play, if anything at all. It could just be, kind of stalemate. They don't have to play too fast. We've had a slow match, for this entirety of Snakewater so far, and it's led to them being up 2 rounds, so it's not surprising to see them continuing to play the slow pace if it's in their favor.
Yeah, I'm expecting Froyotech to continue to just keep this pace. As you mentioned, Eric is going to be a bit aggressive here, looking to pick up Ash, and people actually have the pipes to do it. Eric going to die for it. Now, can you find anything else? A lot of damage in onto Blaze. He'll find an arrow. One time for each side right now. Laz working his way forward, as is Brandslam, but both have to back off here. Blaze is now in. Looking for 4-4. He gets the force. Oh, beautiful play. My voice is starting to go late into this match. And that force means Skis has a full Uber to work with.
Yep, gonna have to wait for Blaze to at least spawn before you begin to push, probably, unless you want your flank to be pushed and have a GCI play end up going their way and causing a lot of chaos. But he is going to spawn up, and that is going to begin them, kind of poking around through these doorways. Saw is going to be their door of choice, and it seems like it's going to be Ash and Laz beginning to counterbomb immediately. Skis popping to the corner. He is going to have to pop his Uber. Laz is dying for that, and the chase begins into lobby. Blaze dying to a trap that was set up really early on by Alex, but there's a lot of red health players on both sides, so no one really wants to push into lobby to collect any of these frags. So it's just going to be a 1-for-1 trade with an Uber force. That puts 4-4 in the driver's seat to begin to push out of last into the Froyotech second hole. And they're posted up behind the shed, really passive, so it's going to be mostly on a lot of spam and trap set up in these tiny little doorways if they want to get the force out of GCI. Although it's going to be immediate, actually. Immediately bombing in is Alex, trying to find his way onto Eric, but he's a little bit too far to collect any damage off that. Could begin to put their attention towards lower, but
they needed Skis there. That is the only thing to make that a long-term beneficial play. Banny in a position maybe to exchange some spam, but now it's such a large ad for Skis and the rest of Froyotech to work with to continue working the way forward and try to secure yet another round here in the first half. Here's the Uber. Banny jumping forward, getting good damage into lobby. Last is going to die to Habib on a 4K right now. Here comes Slem trying to clean up the rest of the damage, but he can't find too much on this right side. And Uber advantage will go back to GCI 404 at 80% and approaching quickly that full Uber.
Yep, a minute left on the clock, give or take, so at this point it's really about can GCI hold on to last, or second if they decide to push out, to make sure that a round does not go in Froyotech's favor. Roll Froyotech trying to burst the way in, and doing that they shall get the force. Blaze has gone in, died for it, and that, it's going to bode well for them to be able to build up the rest of the Uber. 55 seconds left on the clock for Skis to get his Uber and do one last attempt. So it seems like the GCI hold, at least short term, was not very, strong in making sure that 4-4 was able to hold on to that Uber that they so desperately needed to have. So Gun and Sniper is going up on the field to try to make sure that this half ends at a 0-2 and not a 0-3.
Yeah, GCI playing to maintain the score as bad as it is for them right now. Going down another round would be catastrophic. That Pyro's in place, trying to stop once again. Doing a good job right now. A lot of damage in. He for the post Uber as well. The traps are set. Oh, they'll find Habib. Now Skis is going to be the target right now. Alex needs to find a pipe. He finds one. Can he find two? So far, no, as Alex will actually go down. Now Laz is in, trying to find the scout. He'll go down. Skis is alone with Slem right now on point. Oh my god, they'll find one. Oh, they'll find another.
Slem's going huge. Oh, but there's not enough time.
Oh my lord.
As huge as he was going, that was not quite enough time for Froyotech to actually get that round.
That was... I was going to lose it, but then the time runs out. That is absolutely insane. Honestly, a great heads-up play by 404. He didn't go for frags or anything. He played the point, and that saved them from going down 3-0 here in map number 3.
Yep, that Pyro actually, I think he did as much as we've seen him do so far for these last holds. We've seen him do a little bit, you know, having the Pyro play up at the shutter and the gun. It's not exactly common, but it's not exactly rare. It's kind of, you know, I'd say it's kind of in the middle, because sometimes it can find success and sometimes it doesn't really like do anything for your team. But this time in particular, especially with how little time was left on the clock, it's definitely very important that he did as well as he did.
Yep, Jarrett, I'll let you take a look at logs here. I will be right back with you in a moment.
Well, it seems like the DPM train overall, when you just sort it and by logs, I know unfortunately Stream can't sort it, but it's definitely very much Froyotech favored. Habib and Banny are topping the charts at roughly the same DPM. The DPMs don't really get too high because it was a slow-paced game, so you can kind of expect that. But believe me when I say that things are pretty much stacked in their favor when you sort it. In terms of the medic deaths we've seen, like we saw before in process, they're pretty close. It's nothing too crazy. I think an important thing that you guys can't see that I should definitely point out is all 3 of the mid fights have gone in GCI's favor. All 3 of them, except they have not been able to, you know, convert any rounds. So when you have a really even fight and just put teams against each other, it seems like things are going their way. But as things elongate, you begin to try to break stalemates. You try to transition between different points and factor in player advantages and the like. It seems like Froyotech definitely has GCI's number. Not too hard, but at least enough to lead this first half 2-0. As for the rest of the logs, it seems like Ash, not having the super fun time, 9 and 23, but that is kind of to be expected sometimes if your team's not in a really good position to take a whole lot of rounds, and it's snake water after all, so sometimes there's not really the best places for you to find a whole lot of kills. Sometimes you have to just jump in and die for your team. It is finding a lot of success though, because in some moments, there's a lot of moments I see some of these double bombs from GCI go in and they're able to collect the frag they're trying to get, like whether it's Habib or Skis, both of them going, especially on the mids, they're able to collect those frags, and that's probably contributing to why they're able to find so much success in the first place for the mid fights, but maybe not so much everywhere else, because you're not able to necessarily have everyone on the same pace at the exact same time. But I guess that kind of begs the question, is GCI going to be able to take what they're doing in their mid fights and just put it towards the rest of their game to kind of swing things into their favor? Or will Froyotech take this map and end up victorious in this BO5 match?
One thing, I don't know if you were mentioning this while I was in the bathroom, but mid fights all went to GlobalClan this half, and Froyo dominant. That is a complete swap away from the first map we watched here, and I'm really looking for GlobalClan to take mids and then maintain the momentum and convert quickly on last pushes. They've been struggling here a good amount, and looks like Froyotech has readied themselves up, so it shouldn't be too long. Froyotech looking to close it out and take home the victory.
Yep, definitely want to look at a couple of different things besides the logs as well. We saw a couple moments involving GCI breaking into Froyotech's last that was a little bit rough for them, so should probably expect some differences there in terms of how they address trying to break the hold. So far, Froyotech has been doing a pretty good job at holding their last when they get an actual opportunity to. I feel like a lot of the times we've seen GCI take rounds, it's off of them doing well on other points and other stalemates, like on a 2 or a mid, and working that to get a free last rather than trying to break last themselves. And those are 2 very different things, because the other points don't have off classes, while last will pretty much always have at least one in some regard to, that you're gonna have to deal with. So different strategies you have to employ to make sure things go your way and you're able to, force the Uber, take the point, and take the round. But it's no longer time to wait. We're going into the next half, going live, and it's going to be interesting to see how both teams adapt to have things swing more in their favor.
And the score is 2-0. Not as quick of a match as we've seen on other maps tonight, but we are in on this mid, looking to see who's able to find some early damage in. Going to be another soldier jumping forward, but he's going to strafe around. Now Ash is up in the skybox, but he's got to be careful because he's going to crater actually. Slam gets enough damage, but there's Laz, and he just walks forward and comes in with the help of Alex, and they will find the med frag once again. Also losing Habib on that mid is Froyotech. These mid fights, the soldiers from GlobalClan putting in so much work, and although Eric is still dancing around this point, the side of GlobalClan with those heals in play are going to continue to work their way forward 90% and building fast.
Yeah, when they're able to be on the same page and all do stuff at the same time, seems like GlobalClan Ice is doing a pretty good job at making sure that things go their way, but now you have to end up going into the opposing team's second, which is going to be a little bit rough. There is a sniper on the field, although there is a gun at last, so no scouts and only 5 people on to for this upcoming, hold that Froyotech has. But immediately popping out the Uber through straw straight into the enemy team off them seeing the sniper, I can only imagine. But they will not find any frags. Everyone on Froyotech is passive enough that they'll just get a little bit of damage, and that is it. So not finding a whole lot there besides the point.
Banny.
Oh, Banny's trying to take a last-minute shot, and Alex is going to die. It does not appear that GCI were holding the doors very strongly, and Alex is just barely setting up his traps. So with a demo dev, that's going to prompt them to push a little bit, and Yite falling as well to a sniper that's still on the field, and Branson getting caught out as well as they're just crumbling. It's just all-out crumble right now. These frags are probably going to lead to potentially a free mid. That's 2 players that aren't able to set up on mid for this upcoming push. It's going to be really difficult for them to force Skis to actually use his Uber. Things leapfrog back in their favor at all. And they're out.
You can't do that. You can't challenge a sniper at this level. Everyone can snipe, and Banny finding 2 there, really continuing to be a dominant presence in this match. Maybe signaling he might want to go back to scout at some point next season, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Ubers are even, though, for this next fight. Might slow down a little bit, expecting to see some sacks here, Jarrett. What do you think is the right play for Froyotech to come in?
Well, they know 4-4 likes to default by the point, so definitely want to abuse the fact that Saw is a little bit open, and maybe your lower plays won't work too well, because a lot of the people that you'd be shooting at in lower are probably going to, be pretty much healed for the most part. You're not going to catch anyone in a transition. I'd definitely take a look at the example of how Ash is forward a little bit right there, but 4-4 is all the way back on the point. There's little moments you could, if you wait long enough, you might be able to catch GCI in a moment where you could jump on a player that is not being beamed and collect a kill on them. Although it seems like that is going to be slightly the play. It's just going to be slightly different. They're trying to go into Cheese, able to collect Laz as a trap from Habib. The distraction from his flank was well enough to actually collect 2 soldiers, and it seems like the play that I expected is kind of roughly what happened. They noticed 4-4 is just on the point. Those people over by Cheese, there's no buffs, there's no heals, they just drop like flies. And even though it cost their flank to do it, the fact that they got both GCI soldiers is pretty good for Froyotech. Bandy going to create some space through lower, trying to ask for an arrow, but is going to eventually receive one. But 4v4 scrappy fight. If they don't do something now, the GCR reinforcements are going to get there much faster. And here they are. Froyotech knows that their window of opportunity has left them. They have to reset, and they will have to try to find a different way to break into the enemy team's second point.
GlobalClan, at this point, they can't, at some point, they really can't afford to continue to just sit here and be happy to hold on to the stalemate, full Uber sort of shenanigans, because they are down 2 rounds, and this map is the one to win it for Froyotech. So I want to see a little bit more aggression from GlobalClan at this point, trying to make something happen. Soldier maybe getting a little bit of damage in, and 4-4 is thinking there's a spy in play right now. Very paranoid, but no such spy exists on the field right now. So undeserved paranoia perhaps here, as Froyotech's going to work their way forward, Jarrett.
Oh, Blaze bombing in, not able to find too much. A lot of damage though. It's going to force a lot of the players to back up, and that's going to be just enough for Slem to make sure that he's a-okay and getting out. But with Eric falling as well, it's going to be a little bit rough. It's a 2-man on Snakewater second. It's not impossible, but it is definitely a tall order to hold long term. There's a lot of doors to deal with, but Ash is going in and his team is not working off distraction at the same time. The timing's a little bit off, but it seems like Laz just salvaging well enough to be able to collect not only a frag onto Slem, but to Skis. It's Caster's Curse. I thought that wasn't going to end up too well, but that was just enough time for Laz to go in and collect those frags that their team so desperately needed. So, mid collected for GCI. Uber not even needed to be used, so the respawners aren't even up yet. Free second point, most likely. Just Habib pretty much alone on 2 is going to eventually leave. And this is going to put GCI in a pretty decent position to not only take 2 for free, but begin to have another last push into Froyotech's hold.
Now, look at this last hold. It's going to be Eric sniping from that truck side and the gun up on the left, similar to what we've seen before. And Slam, honestly, on these last holds has been such a nuisance. By the way, Sniper rotating around to be on the same side as the gun, waiting for the shutter push, which I think is going to be the play. Alex, got to be careful here, because if you get shot, that is just going to stall down this whole push. Now, here's the Uber. It's going to get popped in, looking for the on-flash. Is the sniper, but can't quite find it. Blaze gonna die. No pressure in onto point quite yet. Here's Laz jumping forward. Can't find any more damage than he's gonna take. For you, Banny gonna go down, and the point will get capped out. GlobalClan in the second half, putting on a bit of a show as they will make it 2-1 and continue to try to win rounds here to stay alive in this grand finals matchup.
That was a nice play from Branslam there. He went through the shutter and immediately fell down and lower to attack Blaze rather than help with the gun. He just figured his demo could deal with it all by himself. So that's going to be their first round for Snakewater. So good job to them. But another mid-fight, going to be interesting to see if Froyotech is able to have the mid-fights go their way. So far, it's been GCI win after GCI win in terms of the mid-fights. Soldiers bombing in, trying to find their way into Skis. A lot of damage on them, but not quite hitting the mark, and it seems like they've figured out GCI's mid strategy and baited enough players to go in to not quite find what they are needing to acquire. So, 2 players left alive, scurrying their way back to last. Froyotech and Skis, more especially, have their Uber ready to go and begin to start poking around off of these, players that aren't necessarily at the doors yet. Really early spam onto any gun that might get set up, or if you see them, anyone out of position, you can maybe jump on them. But it appears that GCR are approaching very cautiously and making sure that their last is held, at least for now, and it's only going to be a free second point, and they're going to have to, work it out the old, fashioned way into lobby, trying to spam down the gun and get a force onto 4-4 to have Uberad to push into last.
Froyotech adapting on that mid-fight is so crucial. They were completely ready for the soldiers coming forward, as we've seen time and time again, and played it perfectly. Now in a position to try to cap out another round, go up 3-1 here, much better than 2-1 with 22 to play. It is crucial for Froyotech fans that they are able to secure a round here. Even more crucial for GlobalClan fans that they do not give up another round, because it will be way harder to secure the map if they go down by 2 with this amount of time to play. Slem eats a bit of a spam on the right side, has to rotate around. As Banny up on this high ground, he's just spamming up the gun. Can't quite get it down though. And Slem is actually going to get taken down by Alex. That is maybe not the biggest opening pick, but certainly enough for Yite to continue peeking, trying to get down in Africa. Here comes Blaze to support his scout. Eric and Blaze both going to stay alive as teams settle down in here again. Slem is going to come up on Sniper to try to find the counter snipe onto Yite.
Yep, gonna be another sniper duel on the field. Gonna, take a sec once again for Sniper to roll out and get in position, but the offending sniper is the one that has the advantage until he's shown. Yite is definitely wide peeking right now, and Slem immediately getting the sideline. Surprise, gone, taking a shot, not quite hitting its mark, and it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top and who's going to gain the player advantage, and that is going to be Yite and GlobalClan Ice. They have an opportunity to begin to poke their sniper around even more than he already is if they so desire. It seems like Laz immediately going into the cheese area to begin to create space for his team to work their way in. Yite's trying to take some shots and see what he can see, but so far Skis is against the wall, so it's going to be really rough to get a medic frag if that's what they're looking for. I mean, I'm sure they'll be happy with anything else, but Yite's going to get left alone a little bit, left out to dry. They are going to get the frag onto Eric, but one man left behind. A little bit unfortunate for them. 5v5 scenario, another opening for Froyotech to begin to work through if they so desire. While the gun is still up on the field, that's something they definitely have to try to spam down if they want to get a two-man going or anything like that.
Oh, Banny speak now. Here's the soldier getting forward. Last and 4-4 will clean up that kill. With Eric still working his way forward, that'll be Froyotech backing off a little bit. Slam is on the sniper. He's going to be peeking up on Bats, trying to find the counter snipe onto Yite, but they can't secure the frags. Yeah, it gets pretty weak there. I believe he took a body shot. Now Slam rotating back around. It's just a sniper v sniper story right now. Whoever can find the opening frag will open things up for their team. As NG continuing to get fully set up. That's Brandsam on the off class for the defending GlobalClan here. Oh, Yite! Oh, he hits a shot onto Slam. He can't find anything else, though. Eating a lot of spam. This is a very intense sniper v sniper, I have to say.
A lot of quick scopes, but a lot of buff players, so finally we're able to get a death from a hard scope. So that is a kill collected for Froyotech side, so a little bit more of an opening for them to find an angle to begin to actually spam down this gun without losing one of their soldiers on accident. Ash in an aggressive position to counter spam these players, and they're going to take a little bit of damage, but it'll be a-okay at the end of the day. Never mind, Cactus Curse once again, Bandy, tiptoed a little bit too close to the shutter, ate a last-minute rocket and will fall. Although, yeah, I think he's done with Sniper. He is on a different class now, getting ready to do some espionage and try. He's out of the spawn. He definitely wants to commit for this, at least for now. Don't make me eat my words again. Are you really going back? Is he? Okay, he's on Sniper. I thought we were actually going to see a Spy, but no, he's content with Sniper for now. Which I guess it makes sense. If you go Spy, it's definitely you're dying no matter what, even if you get a stab. But, here at least you can maybe live if you get your pick if you're on Sniper, so I guess that makes sense. And it's not like he's lost every single 1v1 either, so. But both soldiers in lower, the Sniper's not necessarily watching that door, so that's going to be a gun. A gun is down for the side of GC. Have to go ahead and rebuild that up. Froyotech beginning to poke around some of these doors and see if they can find an opening to get some sort of sack, but they still have the Sniper in play, and Bandy's taking a lot of damage, so it's going to be difficult for them to actually get through any of these doorways and find anything. Ash getting a lot of damage on the Blaze, but not able to quite collect the frag, so still a 6v6 scenario as no one's going to fall. Sniper's rotating around all these different doors to try to get some surprise factor in to maybe get someone who's a little bit overzealous and, peeking where they shouldn't be, but it seems like they're not going to find too much success for now, as the Sniper duel continues to reign on as the first thing that would probably need to be conquered before a gun dies or a sack happens for the side of Froyotech.
Yeah, this has just been I don't even know what the time on the stalemate has been, but it's certainly dragging out a little bit longer than I like to see. Yeah, continuing to look for shots. He hits one onto Slam, but with that overheal, can't secure the frag. These meds holding onto the Uber for so long here. Just waiting to see who will slip up at this point. Yite's going to be peeking for Slam. Gotta be full buffed here. Oh, Slam chickens out and will rotate away. Now Yite has free reign right now. Can he find the peek onto Skis? Oh, looks for Eric and misses the shot. Now he's going to have to be careful because Eric's going to work his way forward and deny that space. A lot of traps there on this right side defensively. Eric's going to try to clear those as best he can as Slam now rotating back around, looking for the shot. But is Yite there? And the answer is no. Yite's now peeking the opposite side. This is, this stalemate's just taking forever, Jarrett.
Both teams are definitely playing very safe, although Alex is going to bite off a little bit more than you can. Slam is popping off. He's found an opening. The patience has paid off. 2 kills collected, and that's definitely going to mean a dead Sentry gun. Uber popping in immediately. It's going to be an eventual Uber change, I would imagine. 4 hasn't popped yet, but he has no targets he's going to have to use on himself. Eventually, we'll go on to Brandsam, trying to chase players down with a better Uber. Is going to be a scout kill collected for the side of GCI, collecting Eric. But soldiers going in. Bandy able to collect Alex. Both soldiers sacrificed, though, so a bit of a scrappy fight at the end here. Slam out of position in lower is going to get cleaned up, and so far, it seems like that is it for the side of Froyotech. They had a decent opening. Oh, not quite. They had a decent opening, but just flubbed it a little bit. Didn't quite play the point a lot, and the Uber didn't really get the force immediately on 4-4. Not able to, have the fight go their way at the end of the day. But another fight, dry fight, gonna be Ash immediately flanking in. He was on top of the awning and he collects Skaze. The play is successful, and he's scurrying his way back to mid. But 4-4 is going to die on the point. Blaze successfully getting that frag. So Scouts left alive for the side of Froyotech. But, he's collected Brand Slam. Eric is still in
Slam's
too.
Gonna find Yite. Slam finds Yeah, that's when you said the scouts alive for Froyotech, that is the last thing you want to have there. Those scouts absolutely insane at the game, and they pick up those 2 frags. That is GlobalClan. They'll be able to hold on to their second year, I think. Although, look at this! A dry push opportunity. Ski's gonna need a little bit of damage. Has to back off just a little bit. Blaze is the target right now of Laz, who's now working his way through window. He gets cleaned up, but not before finding Vanny. Is yay. 4-4 so weak. Oh, the kill from Eric gets the med. Skis with 60% and playing it safe. Froyotech continuing to play well here with 15 to play. GlobalClan just unable to really secure the crucial moments.
Yeah, I think Bandy he did a wall bomb and got launched into the skybox from an opponent rocket, and this made him so high in the skybox he was able to land on 4-4 and do enough damage to drop him down to like 12 HP. It's a very easy cleanup. GCI immediately bombing in, finding Skis in an awkward position, but one rocket is going to be all Skis needs to be able to surf backwards. Bandy's stopping Cheese from being a door that Ash can sneak his way through, so it's going to be one player, but the Uber immediately going in. It seems like they've noticed that Alex is a little bit too close. They want to chase him down the best they can, but he's able to surf just enough. Oh, never mind. He dies in the last second. 4-4, and Alex did not leave in the same direction. That's going to be a demo dead for the side of GCI, and it's not going to bode well for them holding on to the point here. No stickies on top of it. It's going to be a little bit of cap time. They drop the soldiers out in the open.
Yeah,
that's going to be Laz dead, and that is going to be another round for Froyotech in this half.
That is a crucial round for Froyotech with 14 to play, going up 3-1 on what might be our last map. Really tough situation for GlobalClan to come back from now at this point, but it's not over until it's over. And getting in onto this mid, going to be watching to see if Froyotech is ready for GlobalClan's shenanigans. Once again, here's the soldier, same play as always. Looking to get in, Yite's there as well. They'll find Habib, a big opening pick. Can Yite get onto the medic? Doesn't look like it as Laz is going to die alone. Now Ash will follow suit. Blaze going down to Brandsem is a nice consolation prize. No soldiers for GlobalClan. And still down their demo is Froyotech. Yite's got to put in a lot of work on Scout here. As well as Alex on demo. Banny, the target of a lot of spam. Yite might be able to clean this up, but Banny's getting tanked and he'll have to back off for the pack. Now Ski's trying to escape right now through Saw. Looks like they'll be successful, as that will be a mid-1 for GlobalClan.
Seems like GCI has adjusted well enough to continue their strategy of just knock Habib out of the equation so you have a demo man advantage on mid, and it works every single time, spare one of the mid fights, so they're going to be in a good position to be able to try to break this upcoming stalemate. Froyotech on their own 2 setup, no off classes, normal scenario, but Laz bombing in immediately onto Skis, popped in the air, but if the force comes out, I think he expected a second rocket to hit, but did not come out, so either way, successful play coming from him, and that is going to be a Uber forced 4-4. Full Uber ad, probably going to wait for Laz to spawn before they begin to walk and figure out what door they want to push through. But nonetheless, a push will eventually be coming for the side of GCI.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting to watch where GlobalClan wants to set up. Looks like they're going to come forward. Oh my god!
Skybox demo!
Yeah, Alex, and he doesn't go more than like 10 feet forward there.
Banny flank?
Banny flanking, trying to find some damage in. Blaze is also behind. Laz, is that a pause?
That's a pause.
That's the first. Oh my gosh, Eric is 1 health, Blaze is 79 health, and Banny's 61 health. Ash is 50. The only really weak player from GlobalClan. GlobalClan, they really need to collect these frags. It's a situation where they need to be able to steamroll forward and pick up these 3 frags is the crucial first step. What do you think about the situation, Jarrett?
The health advantage is in favor of GCI for sure, but it's all about collecting frags on who's going to be able to, hit the mark in that regard. You definitely have a scout frag and Eric that's probably going to die. I'm kind of curious if Slime's going to hit enough damage onto Alex to be able to collect that frag, even with, 4-4 beaming him and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think when a fight like this immediately, starts to go off, the question is what early damage is done, which is what we see, and what is actually able to be collected. Because if you do damage, that's good and all, but if no one actually collects the frag for you, if there's no focus fire, if you're just scattered all over the map, it's going to be really difficult. And look at GCI. There's literally no 2 players holding hands to help each other make sure they get a 2v1. It's literally all 1v1s. Now, some of them are going a little bit in their favor, but it kind of begs the question, short term as well as long term, are they going to be able to win scrappy fights like this if their go-to ends up being a Sprout as it is?
It sounds like that we have a GlobalClan Ice tactical pause here, which is good news in terms of nobody disconnect. I hate to see medics, lose a full Uber or whatnot due to disconnections. But, yeah, tac pause. What do you think the situation might be for GlobalClan to want to attack here? Oh, actually, too late. Unpause comes forward. Alex gonna die, but Vandy and Eric both going down. Now the bomb in, looking for 4-4's Blaze. Gets
a head rocket.
Oh, the beautiful bomb from Blaze. Once again, 4 down from Froyotech. Now 5 skis to the target, and that's a team wipe. Yite finds 4, and the cap will start coming in. Now there are 2 coming up in 2 seconds. Vandy and Eric will have to make a hero play here to hold on to the last point. But it doesn't look like GlobalClan is really in position at this point to work their way forward, which means spawners will continue to come into play, and it'll be about a, 30-40% ad right now for GlobalClan?
Yeah, pretty much, give or take, like 30 or 40. Depends on how well each team builds. But that's definitely good enough to be able to push in and have an honest attempt at it. It's just the margins are a little bit slim. If you don't push in and immediately get something good going for your team based off the Uber and how it went, he's just going to get his Uber eventually and save his team with it. So definitely have to push as soon as you get it if you're on the side of GCI. And it looks like that is going to be the plan. Immediately popping the shutter, trying to get on one of the soldiers that's very close, getting down the gun, working their way over towards the point, actually jumping over towards the truck. Really aggressive, and Alex is going to land on top of the rocket, trying to get on the point, play this really fast to make sure Skis can get his Uber in time. Going to be soldier bombing in, able to collect Skis. Skis is not able to get his Uber in time, be able to save this round. It is a 4v2 scenario. Heavy up on side of the field, able to collect that frag, and with Slem, the only one left alive, it is a 1v3 that he cannot win. And overall, GCI definitely played that as well as you could have off of a 30 Uber ad.
And making it 3-2 with 10:38 to play. GlobalClan has some fire left in them right now. We'll get in onto this mid, but I'm looking for GlobalClan to continue this momentum, take us to more rounds and maybe more maps. Let's see what they're able to work in on this mid. Slime is up on the high ground. Laz gets stuffed a bit in the air. Ash now going to go for the bomb alone, but strafes around. Laz going in, looking for Skis, misses the first rocket, misses the second rocket. Laz, everyone is falling from GlobalClan. Couple of misplays there. Now Yite is isolated from 404. They will reconnect on the ramp here, but there's so much pressure in. 404 straight surf, a little bit down to 60 health, and will get out to spawn. Froyotech looking great on that mid.
If Laz and Ash can't get that double bomb off, it's really rough for them to, find something for their team. And with Laz getting stuffed and not able to, jump at the same time as Ash and have things be a little bit lopsided and not at the same time, it's no surprise that Froyotech was able to take that mid so cleanly, just collect the frags and not have to lose anyone for it. So they're in a position in lobby, pretty decent to be able to try to find a way to break their way in, although we've seen previously last holds have been a little bit slow based off of the off classes and the way that both teams are holding, doing a pretty good job at making sure that it's a long ways away from the team that holds lobby to find any success breaking into the opposing team's last. So you have the gun in the same spot, going to be able to try to find a way to jump in, but the gun immediately stopping Blaze from continuing his push in. It's just going to be Eric as the only person running in and dying.
Habib?
So Habib taking a lot of damage. He's not going to be able to stuff these doors too hard, but it does not appear that is enough for them to really push too hard off of. Just Alex applying a little bit of spam.
Yeah, it's very deep behinds. Oh no, if Yite gets caught here, that is terrible. He's going to be looking for Eric, getting good damage in. Eric's on the high ground though. Can he clean up this frag? Here comes the soldier in to help.
Oh my god.
Oh my lord, Yite is so freaking good right now. He'll find 2 and die for it, but the question is that enough for GlobalClan to work forward? And it doesn't look like they're all Laz looking for Skis, finds 1 rocket, but he gets the second, but he doesn't find the force off. Oh, and Alex also dying to Beeb there. Only 3 alive for GlobalClan. At some point, this tac pause is going to come in, and it's not looking good for GlobalClan. Ash looking for the damage onto Skis. The Uber is forced out. Now 4-4 the target of so much spam. He'll use his Uber and decide to start working their way forward in a moment. Oh, and things will stabilize back into this last hold with 8 to play. GlobalClan at in a tough spot right now for sure.
Yep, but it seems like it's going to be a little bit of a wash in terms of like resetting. I don't think there's really enough for either team to necessarily push off of. especially because the Ubers are less than 10% when it comes to the advantages. So it's going to be probably what we've seen previously, despite, you know, the clock running a little bit lower than the previous stalemates that we've seen. You got the gun as normal, both teams building up their Uber to get ready for their forward hold up against the doors. Froyotech will eventually take lobby when they get their Uber, and we'll see how they begin to break into the opposing teams last. So far, we saw some sniper duels, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see if they just, you know, sack in Eric after, or they have him come up sniper after they sack in Eric and plays for a two-man, just, you know, forgetting the gun is there, just let him die to it, and then go for a sniper play that led them to, you know, even though it took a while, it led them to the success they found previously. I think he collected like 2 kills, and that was their way to try to crack into last. So it's gonna be kind of interesting to see if the second time around for the sacks, if they go that strategy. It seems like they're trying to go for the gun, at least for now, before they do their two-man. It's kind of a waste if you really think about it to just have 2 people die to the gun, even though some, you know, teams and people are totally okay with it. They definitely want to see if their, you know, first sack in is a really good and honest attempt, and the only way that's going to happen is if this gun somehow dies. So in lower, both soldiers are there, trying to make sure they can spam it down without necessarily taking too much damage from Laz or maybe Ash themselves. And speaking of that, Banny is going to fall from Laz, getting tanked in lower, not able to quite hit the mark, and Blaze falling as well. It's going to be an Uber. 4 slashes going in, and I don't think he's even dying.
Oh no!
He barely escaped, or he barely dies there rather. So losing 2, but 2 for 2 with an Uber force is definitely something you are okay with if you are GCI. It's going to be a bit before you push out, have to wait for your players to respawn, 9 seconds on the clock before you begin to push around these doors. Maybe even want to wait for them to get crit healed so they're, you know, ready for any sort of play that Froyotech might try to do going in a lobby or anything like that, which, judging by Eric's positioning, I think Eric wants to go in cheese and back cap. I think he wants to go in cheese and back cap, so it's definitely really important to make sure your flank is ready for that kind of play. Ash is in position, but how long is he going to sit there is the question. Yeah, going to cheese, pop through bats, they're going straight away into the enemy team's grasp, but yeah, moving their way towards cheese. They're able to collect a couple frags, but the positioning isn't that great for her. Immediately dying on top of the train, not in the best position, and Blaze is able to collect that frag. Habib getting a pipe on Alex as well, so no dome for the side of the blue team. So it's a little bit rough. 3 players left alive versus a Froyotech that has their heals ready, and they're playing it super safe. They're making sure they don't get collapsed on yard and transitioning all the way around through mid into saw, and making sure that if anyone's going for a play, they would definitely find those kills and make it even easier.
Yite needs to hit all of his shots right now, and he needs to hope that Skis is going to walk through this right door. Now, where did he rotate to, or did he? No, he swapped to Pyro here. Looking to deny in this left side once again, but it's going to be under instead. Here comes the bomb from Habib, getting juggled up in the sky by the gun. No flash on him right now, and he'll actually die to an Alex pipe. The gun did go down. Now the right side is the positioning from Froyotech. Alex getting some damage in. Oh, there goes Slam. Can Laz clean up this damage onto the other Froyotech players? It doesn't look like it. Laz under right now, maybe going to be jumping up from Africa. Here's the play. Look. Oh, you got to turn around. Fight plays. Oh, just unable to secure the frags here is GlobalClan, but they are taking the ground and will be in onto their second. No opportunity for a backup right now from Froyotech. However, 4 minutes to play in this map.
Yep, immediately Ubering through the saw, trying to go on to the other team, chasing down Habib, not going to find that, but Alex has disconnected himself so far. He's so greedy, all he gets is a Slumnish pick, and now their team's in a really poor position for their post-Ubering. They're just on the point, 4-4 down to 7
4-4
HP.
we
Almost greater. Oh my god. Live with 4 HP, but Yite going in, collecting 2 frags and trying to get the frag on the Skis at the last second, and with no one left alive inside of Froyotech, he surely should get this frag.
Yeah, he gets an arrow.
It is kill bound.
Oh my lord, Yite has had so many hero plays right now. It's 3:40 left on the clock. GlobalClan needs to win this round to tie it up. We can't see a repeat of what happened on Process. Oh my god, my heart is racing right now, Jarrett.
Yeah, that was a very greedy play for how they actually executed that push, but despite it not going too well right off the bat, Yite definitely salvaged that at the end there. So now when things, instead of being even, or they're on the back foot, now they're in a decent position with the Uber that they can build up to push their way into Froyotech second. It's going to be a bit, they can set up Froyotech, they have their sniper in cheese, but they do once again have the gun on last. So no scouts to run Skis out, and definitely have a sniper sideline to work with. If GCI pushes Saw, which it appears they are pushing Saw, it's going to be pretty strong for Froyotech to be, try to get this force. But immediately popping the Uber straight to the Saw door, and there's going to be no one for them to kill. No. They're already all the way out. so not going to find anything there. Able to get the point, but you probably want some kills there
No.
to try to keep the train rolling. Under 3 minutes left on the clock, so there's not too many opportunities left, but it's kind of curious to see how Froyotech will play this with so little time on the clock. They do have an Uber ad to work with, but it appears they're swapping around their off classes. I think we are probably potentially hitting park the bus territory.
I mean, gonna put up Eric on heavy. Slam is gonna go on NG, obviously, and putting your soldier aggressive position-wise in on this left side, spotting to see where GlobalClan wants to come forward, as Alex changed his name off of GlobalClan Alex to just Alex. I don't know what that's about. Eric is now on Sniper, and this will be even Ubers now, so an opportunity with 1:54 on the clock. GlobalClan has to make a play here, and it has to work out. Alex is peeking on the left side, trying to get the gun down as best he can. It's getting so weak, but the tanking from Alex.
Oh, he dies!
Oh, no, Alex
He was
dies.
alone in cheese! Or not cheese, he was alone in drop down and just caught enough spam and couldn't retreat in time, so no demo man for the side of GCI. It's gonna not bode well for them, but luckily for them, Froyotech is in park the bus mode. They are not pushing off the pick. There is a minute 30 left on the clock, and GCI have like maybe 2 max attempts at really pushing this, to be honest. And given how Last has gone trying to break into it and the way that Froyotech is holding, it's going to be a little bit of a tall order. Not impossible, but very, very rough. So curious to see how things are going to go as they begin to work their way over towards lower, it appears, to try to bust in. And it seems like it's going to be an exchange. Immediately going through lower, want to get the gun right off the bat to make sure they can have some sort of post. But need to force Skis. Okay, Skis will eventually force, but he doesn't really have a target, so not able to chase too hard into lobby. So that is super successfully cycled. Brand Slam is going to be the casualty, so they're not going to have their full team up for this fight. That's attempt of push number 1.
Seconds.
And with 50 seconds left on the clock, and them definitely wanting to wait for Brand Slam to respawn before they try to push, I would imagine, they really only have 1 push left to try to get around on the board.
They'll have Uber for this last fight as well. They can't lose yet here. He's getting very weak.
They want to try.
They want to try. Okay,
they definitely want to try. They definitely want to try this, I would imagine. There's so little time left. If you wait for this Uber, you have to sit through the Uber and then post fight it and then cap. See, Laz bombing in, drawing through Shutter, trying to get some damage on the Bandy, so he can't stop the door. Dash is gonna fall though. A lot of weak players have to put damage on the Heavy, some damage on the Skis, and the Heavy will eventually die. Trying to get on the Skis is gonna fall. Habib and Slam are up on the only people left alive, but there's a lot of weak players on the side of GCI. 2v2 scenario, but it's just 4-4 left alive at 30 HP. He has to kill Slam and Habib by himself, and they will not succeed. 3 seconds left. That's all she wrote. GG's into the chat.
That is the that's one of the closest grand finals we've had in a very long time. However, GlobalClan is unable to secure global domination here tonight. Froyotech are your invite champions for season 5. Congratulations to them. And as don't go away, because we'll have interviews and a couple of announcements about some off-season shenanigans, as well as what else is happening around the league. So stick around for a little bit longer. We'll take a look at logs here though right now.
Yep, definitely have to take a sec to pull them up though. One moment, shouldn't take more than a couple seconds. Once again, with Snakewater in general, seeing it was a pretty slow game in a lot of moments. It's kind of normal to not see too many kills up on the board. Don't really pass 20, but we do have Yite collecting, or actually not even Yite, Slem collecting 21 once again, topping the charts in the kill department for his team. Once again, also pulling off a pretty stellar KD in that regard. But in terms of the damage, it's going to be Banny in that regard that is putting out most of the damage for this second half. Medic deaths, once again, relatively even. Nothing to write, crazy to write home about, but every little death counts for sure.
Absolutely. I don't want to linger too long on these logs here, as we do now have Banny in the channel, as well as Eric and Habib waiting to get moved in, so I'll turn to
you guys are in for a treat. We got Eric and I think Skis on the way. The rare interview.
The rare Skis interview. I'm excited for that, but congratulations to you 3 that are already here on your victory. Champions of Invite, once again, how does it feel?
It feels good. We almost threw at the end. Would have been overtime, but Slemnish and Habib, kind of poetic that Slemnish clutches there at the end for his first Invite victory of all time. Oh yeah!
It's true, that's true.
Luca.
So going into the map picks previously throughout, obviously you play kind of all the maps throughout the season, but when it comes to GCI so far and up until now, all of the map picks that have been picked throughout the regular season and previously in playoffs have been some of the maps that were kind of newer, at least in the past like 1 or 2 years. But then you go into grand finals and it's the cookie cutter maps that everyone's been pugging on, at least for the most part, for the past 5, 6, 7+ years. Do you think there's anything behind that or anything different in the way that you guys play, or are the maps just maps and it doesn't really matter about how long they've been in the pool and the experience gathered by both teams?
Well, Eric's the map tactician, so I'll let him answer this one.
Yeah, so our idea behind picking the maps was if the mid was very big, then Slemish and I would have an easier job dealing with Ashton and Laz, because those two are probably the main problems on that team. They do a lot of plays that are very impactful, but yeah, I mean, big maps equals good.
What were your expectations going into the maps once you see, kind of what your lineup is against? You had, pretty close matchups for both these maps. Were there any that you kind of expected to, go one way or the other that didn't actually end up going that direction in terms of the closeness? And how did you guys adjust when you were met with a closer match than you might have initially expected?
Snake we were expecting to be pretty good on, but they had really good mids, and I think we took too long to adjust. They were doing 2 soldiers off to the left, and me and Slem, we didn't adjust fast enough, and I think in that last mid, I shifted over to the left lane to peck at the soldier that was bombing there, hit him for 80, and that kind of messed up his whole bomb. So I think that's what kind of changed our mids, because I think we lost every single mid in that last map.
I think they won like 5 or something, and you won like 2. They had some pretty dominant mids for Snakewater, but despite them winning a lot of the mids, it seems like despite the score for a lot of the match, it seems like you guys were, for the most part, in control. What do you guys attribute, despite losing the mids, still having an iron grip on a lot of the map and the pacing of it, and able to convert as many rounds as you did to be able to take it away at the end of the day?
We're just clutch. Every last hold,
Yeah,
someone
we
went
like
big.
we went from our last to their last coast to coast like 2-3 rounds. That was happening a lot.
Hey, and with that, we had some skis rounds. Skis was dorping.
Always.
Yeah, the classic
Always.
skis drop.
Habib overextended.
That's never happened.
We
in my
got 2
life.
picks on last, and we
That
somehow
never
reached the
happens.
push. We kept falling to the low ground, and then we wiped. So yeah.
Yeah, we made a lot of mistakes, no doubt, but apparently they made more.
Yeah, for sure.
Godfather, do you have any questions for the boys?
Not too many questions about the map. About the match, excuse me, but one question on my mind is, what's the plan for next season?
We're
I'm
all
on pocket.
retiring.
I'm on pocket soldier.
I mean, we don't know yet. We usually have that conversation just after grand finals, so after this interview we might check bases on that, but there's an off-season cup coming up, so there's not a lot of time to
I'm on demo.
deliberate. So we'll see, but there will be a Froyotech team, hopefully as little change as possible, but we'll see.
Alrighty, well, Jarrett, any more questions from you before we go into shoutouts and then some announcements and then wrap it up?
I guess the last question for one of each of you. Obviously, every player is a very important part of the team cohesion and making sure that you all work together and play together and collect rounds. But if you were to give one player on your team the MVP for securing the victory overall for the match, what player would you guys pick?
Oh, skis.
Yeah, I'm gonna say myself.
Cop.
That first map, clutch rounds, had some beats
Yo,
though.
Eric, and
Listen, guys. Habib and I are the MVPs. You know why? Because we're the energizers. There was a lot of tense moments, but luckily Habib and I were able to calm everyone down. Slemish was a little bit emo at times. He didn't speak. He dropped like 60 frags, but I swear to God, I didn't notice any of them. But yeah, I'd say me and Habib.
Habib definitely had some crazy moments where he would like 2-pipe
Oh yeah,
their
okay,
combo.
listen, guys.
Especially there
guys.
at the end, that was crazy.
I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Habib loses us rounds, but he also wins us rounds.
Yeah.
It's
The duality
strange.
of Demo Man.
It doesn't make any sense. Like I get 5 kills and then I literally lose the round.
Yeah.
Habib giveth, Habib taketh.
But that's the same with skis, right?
Skis just stop
Skis just
dropping.
taketh.
Skis just needs a bind right click to mouse 2.
Give me 5 ping.
Why
That's
is
true.
Skis a dog with spaghetti on his head?
That's me. It's a selfie.
That's spaghetti brain. That's spaghetti brain.
Alrighty, well, I think that's it's about time to wrap things up. Benny, Habib, Eric, Skis, congrats on your win. Do you guys have any shout outs real quick before we continue to wrap it up?
Well, shout out to the boys on the squad for winning. Slemnish with his first ever invite
Mhm.
championship, and
He deserves.
fulfilling the Luca prophecy. Pretty big, if you look at it from a historical perspective. GG's to GlobalClan. Hashtag Froyo domination.
Yeah.
Thanks to you guys for casting and putting on the stream. Everyone for tuning in. Looked like there was a really good turnout. So thanks everyone for coming by. Shout outs to all the wholesome and dedicated members of the competitive TF2 scene that are always trying their best to improve and stay positive. Shout out to the Edgelords. Thanks to Witness for being hospitable here during my trip while I am out of town. I'll be heading home soon with a couple W's under my belt. Feels good.
Yo, shout outs to Valve. Yeah.
Anything else from you guys?
Yeah, I got a shout out to my team, to GCI, and also to WDC. If you know, you know.
Shout out to Baby. You know who you are. I know you're out there, Baby.
The baby.
And yeah, fuck this community.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh,
Listen,
hey, alright,
Skis, you don't have to say it here.
What the
dude.
heck?
Alright, we're gonna wrap things up now. Jarrett, do you have any shout outs?
Shout out to the viewers that hang out after the cast. And definitely shout out to the rest of the production, Godfather and Dolphin, for showing up every week to cast games.
Alrighty, well, I have a bit of a list here, as it is the end of the season. Shout out to you, Jarrett, for being an excellent caster, and all the other casters I've gotten to work with this season, including you, Benny. Fun for the last 2 casts before this one. Huge shout out to Dolphin. Give him some hearts and chats. We haven't done that in a while, but Dolphin has been a terrific producer, always has been. Give him your thanks now in chat. Be sure to check out the YouTube channel because there is so much going up there. ! YouTube in chat. We have the new series called Game Sense, which is basically an in-depth dive into the mind of invite players, going through high-level situations. Maybe we'll have some of the Froyotech members on that at some point. For you gets in contact with them, as well as some invite level pugs that are getting casted and put up on the channel with some wacky twists. So for sure, be looking out for those. They have been terrific to cast, and yeah, just lots of great content up on the YouTube channel. Be sure to follow my Twitter. I'm going to say it one more time, guys. It's at GodfatherCasts. But that is about all I have to say. Oh, one last thing. Submit and fill out the postseason feedback forms. Those are really important. Help mold what the league will be in the future. But with that, I will say this has been the conclusion to RGL Invite 6's Season 5. Froyotech taking home the win against GlobalClan Ice. My name's Godfather. I was joined by Jarrett on the mic with Dolphin behind the scenes. Have a good night.